Hello and welcome to the Blueberry Podcast, episode number 105. I'm Adrian. Got Gore here, got David here. Nothing out of the ordinary. If the quality is a little weird, that's because I'm on a PC now. I'm on my new rig, but it's not quite fully set up, so things are not quite where they should be. So apologies for that. Hopefully next week everything will be good. And now that I'm on here, and already Streamlabs is so much infinitely better than it was on Mac, because Mac was like on some beta version, like not even like 0.1 or something like that. Now I didn't even have to mess with anything. I could just immediately stream desktop audio, like no problem. That was nice. So I'm gonna add a lot of bells and whistles here. We're gonna see a lot of new things on here. So,
Hell yeah!
And the podcast will get revamped, and just in time. It's next episode's our anniversary episode.
Hell yeah!
Second anniversary. We've been doing this for way too long now, but
yeah, way too long.
Way too long. We should have been canceled after 7 episodes, but we're still here.
Yeah. Especially since David's here.
We
fucking just keep saying fucked up stuff.
It's true. I say the most heinous of shit.
As soon as I hit end stream, it's just all over, man.
Yeah.
He
doesn't end the recording yet, but he does end the stream.
Yeah. So it's out there. There's a file out there somewhere. We stream this on twitch.tv/debunked on Thursdays. This is our video game podcast. We got people in the chat like Sigma Hunter over here talking about my stand-up routine. We were talking about a little bit before the actual podcast recording started. I always want to do stand-up. I don't know what my stage name would be, though. I'm not clever enough to think of a cool stage name.
Get off the stage.
Hype definition. Crazy Party chat said who's hype definition. That'd be fun. Hype definition. Except now that name's outdated, so good thing I never went with it, right?
How about embarrassing? Is that good?
Yeah, just call yourself. Yeah, because that's what's the worst that's gonna happen. Like, hey, you're embarrassing. Yeah, that's me.
I don't know. Hey, get laid. Oh well.
You offering? Yeah. So games gone by. That's happening today on this episode at the end. That's Earth Defense Force 5. We will be doing that after this recording is done. Did we like it? Who knows? You'll find out. Maybe you'll be surprised.
We know at least one guy loves it. I mean,
Gore.
I love it.
Right. And Games Gone By, speaking of, is still now its own feed. This last episode, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, that went up. There is a slowly but surely getting some more listeners there and there. Audio is up. It goes up its own. It will go up on Gore's channel when eventually we catch up to the point where he stopped doing those, which was a little while in. So you can look for those right now, but they are on his channel. But yeah, that's going up there. teespring.com/store/blue-rupees. We got our like, comment, subscribe shirt. Anything you buy on there helps us hosting all the helps us hosting all the podcast stuff. Anything else? And then yeah, we're returning to the Halo streams this Sunday. So Earth Defense Force are out. We're gonna be doing some whatever twin stick shooter is, the Spartan Assault, I think, is the one. And then I think you want to join for Halo 5 again? Gore? Maybe. Okay. So we're doing that, and then maybe Gore will join us for Halo 5. Who knows? But we're back on it. April says Gore's stage name is God Butcher, ain't it? That's true.
Yeah. Gore the God Butcher.
yeah.
With that said,
that's a Marvel or a DC.
David, what you been playing this week?
Yeah.
We played Earth Defense Force 5. We didn't finish it, but I'll go ahead and finish explaining the deep lore once we get into Games Gone By proper.
Hell yeah.
I take my Pittsburgh though.
Hope to at some point still at least kind of go through that game with you guys at some point if you're interested.
Gore's not. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Fair. But no, because you guys were just starting to get to where the game opens up a bit, which that's the unfortunate thing when you go for a long form kind of looter shooter. And we'll go into like the deep thoughts of it a bit later on. But the game was just starting to really kind of open up. So sad we ended where we did. But aside from that, I finished Persona 5 Strikers last week. But this current week into today, I was grinding for the last trophy. God damn, this game was so close to having a fucking great achievement list. You know, Persona 5 Royal.
I heard what you're about to say.
Job.
I heard the social links, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The social links are fucking dumb. I got to like 65 by the end of my playthrough. Keeping in mind, I still had like 60, 70 hours on my first playthrough. I still only got it to 65. Running through on Merciless, I basically got to a good spot where everyone's like, this is basically the good grinding spot. And it was just hours of farming the same fucking boss over and over and over again. And I'm like, yep, this is fucking dumb and boring. 3-4 hours of just fucking grinding this one dude over and over again. And it's just killed a lot of the enjoyment of that game. But again, I didn't have to subject myself to it, but I'm like, it's one fucking trophy, and then I get a platinum. I have platinum in 5 and 5 Royal. I may as well get 5 Strikers platinum. And then eventually one day, when I go through playing all the SMT games from beginning to end, I'll get the platinum in 5 Dancing as well for shits and giggles. Just so I can say I have the complete collection of Persona 5 platinumed. But yeah, no, definitely do not recommend grinding that last fucking achievement unless you're an absolute fucking masochist or really want that platinum. It is just such a fucking waste of time.
That's unfortunate when Royals is really good.
Royals is really good because you get basically everything naturally. There's
a couple missable ones, but if you read ahead, you'll get it fine.
Exactly. And 5 even was kind of okay. The only 2 and 5 regular were getting all of the combat dialogues. Because that one you kind of have to grind for quite a bit. And the secret boss fight, if you don't know how to go about getting the secret boss fight, and also the fact that it's hidden halfway into New Game Plus, that can be a little bit frustrating. But all in all, 5 had it fucking perfect. Most of that just comes naturally through a single playthrough.
Nice. But you're still enjoying it, though, even though it's getting a little...
Yeah, I'm done with the game for now. I was thinking of finishing up my Merciless playthrough, but at this point, because I've been grinding for this one thing, I have basically 5 of the characters with max 999 stats on all their stats, and I've had a complete full compendium of 999 personas since my first run through of the game. So even on the highest difficulty, it's not really a challenge. It's just basically don't get hit.
Sure. Okay. Anything else?
Be going back to you. No, I'm going to be going back to Yakuza 3 here and finishing that up. But yeah, no, it's all I've really been playing.
Speaking of, all the Yakuza games now on Game Pass except for 7, but everything else. And Dead Souls. Blake over here, Persona 5, aka Nightquill. All right, Blake.
It does have a boring beginning.
That's fair. Gore, what you been playing?
Not much. I started the new Story of Seasons game. It's fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that one came out. That was really quick after that last one.
Yeah, the last one was to be fair, the last one was like it was a remake of an old GBA game. This one's a straight up
No, I meant the Last Harvest Moon.
Oh, that movie sucks. I mean, that game sucks. That movie sucks. That game sucks. If it was a movie, it'd be shit.
So it's 2 different publishers that put that out, and they were just trying to beat each other to it.
Yeah, I think the people that make Harvest Moon now is actually, I think it's an American company now.
Yeah, because it's no longer Natsume. It's
it's like, I don't know, some fucking turd bags.
I want to know what's the issue, or how did that happen? They can both publish Harvest Moon.
Someone bought the fucking name, and they made the Harvest Moon shit, so they made Story of Seasons. Story of Seasons is what actually is actually Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon is just bullshit now. Now it's like randomly they'll do a party game and a crappy ass farm game. And
it really feels like GameCube, right? When they're just like, all right, let's make Pac-Man a party game. Let's do Beautiful Joe a party game.
Yeah, Pac-Man party game is kind of fun though.
Pac-Man Fever, hell yeah.
Yeah, I still have my copy. Yeah, it's the Harvest Moon game shit, but the Story of Seasons is fun so far. It's good. I'm enjoying it. I played a couple hours of Root Film.
Yeah, so did I. That was good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good start.
So far. Not much gameplay.
No.
I was expecting it to be, because the trailers made it look like a Phoenix Wright style game.
It's more visual novel.
Yeah, definitely. I'm assuming it's gonna become a little bit more Phoenix Wright later, but right now it's been very just
reading.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It has voice acting, but it's all in Japanese, so it doesn't really matter. You still gotta read. Besides that, I played more Doom Eternal. I didn't play the DLCs yet. I wanted to get back into it and just play. So I just went and played some of the master levels. Fun.
Are you waiting for the next gen upgrade now?
No. I heard the DLCs are extremely hard, so I have to get back into
yourself.
it. You can't just jump yourself in.
Yeah, no. Buddy of mine just played them back to back. He said that if you just jump into it without kind of warming yourself back up to it, it's gonna kick your ass pretty hard.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's Doom Eternal. It's great.
Nice.
But besides that, I don't think I played anything else.
Okay. Did my Picross thing. I'm almost done with third game finally. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
I started up. I didn't even do anything. But I just had a random itch to play Infamous for the first time. So I booted that up. But Jesus Christ, setting up your PS3 in 2021 is the worst fucking thing. Like, I don't know why I had to jump through so many hoops. It wouldn't connect to PSN. It had to do an update where I'm like, what the fuck? Why does it have to update? I had it plugged in like late last year. And then get into the PSN store, which is slow as shit. Just everything about it was so fucking slow because I ended up grabbing a couple games now that there's a new story we're gonna talk about later on. So I grabbed a couple things and I'm like, okay, well, I got Festival of Blood, so I'm like, all right, let's get through Infamous.
Yeah, Festival of Blood's pretty good.
Yeah, but so I just booted up, but I will play that more now. Play a little more Mario and Luigi. Mostly what I've been doing the last couple days. I decided since I'm kind of sunsetting Overwatch on console for Overwatch on PC, that I'm gonna try my best to see where I would land if I just tried as hard as I can in competitive. So I was like, all right, well, and this meta is fucking awesome. I think I love this meta right now. It feels really good. Like nothing's too bullshit, honestly. So it's like McCree, Ash, Soldier, Echo, Pharah. Even Pharah has been working, so I was doing that. I was able to. So my peak ever in damage. I was doing just damage. My peak in damage was like 3,200, I think. Okay. I was able to grind up to about 36, almost 3650. I'm top 500 now, so I was able to get like 474, which was like, all right, that's cool. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get masters, but I was like, all right, I'm like 4 consecutive wins away from top 500. So I was like, all right, let's do that. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, fucking, especially when you're playing games of the fucking dusk hours, it's like half an hour to fucking find a goddamn game. But yep, got plenty of people, especially early on, people angry messaging me because let's look at the lowest rank and let's blame him. So it was like a couple people, oh, you're 3,100, oh fucking, you're shit. And like 2 days later, I'm 3,600. I'm like, oh, look, I'm higher than you. You're shit. But yeah, it's been fun to actually. I don't know why I play quick play so much. I feel like I get more upset at quick play because people just do more dumb shit. I'm so hardwired to go into quick play though, where there's times where I will just like mash the button, like, all right, fuck it, next game because I'll lose or something, and then I'll actually go into a quick play game, and then I start the game up and I just see like one guy just running off doing his own thing. I'm like, mother, what's this idiot doing? And then I look, I'm like, oh wait, I'm not in ranked. That's why they're doing dumb shit. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop on damage. Might do tank next. I don't think I'm doing support because I'm not as good at support, and that upsets me more. But at least damage and tank, you can kind of carry the game if you're decent enough. Other than that, no, it's been just a lot of Overwatch the last couple days. Yep. All right, David, what'd you get?
So I only got one thing in the mail because I'm still waiting on a shit ton of pre-order stuff to come in. So this is the MS Dex P. It's not going to come up well because it is a black box, basically. But what this is it's a very limited run item. They only did 2 runs of this. It's meant to kind of augment the Sega Genesis. So when you're doing a lot of emulation on real hardware for the Sega Genesis, there's no way to, aside from this device, properly get a 32X and a Sega CD to interact with one another. So you couldn't do really 32X and CD games. And if you had a 32X set up in a CD, it really didn't work well.
Have you ever made the Monster Genesis, the one where it's just everything
the
connects
Tower
to
of
it?
Power?
Yeah.
That's what. That's why I got this, is because I do plan on setting up the Tower of Power at some point. So basically, that acts as a bridge where you can go ahead and with a specific type of ROM cart, you can go ahead and use the 32X and the Sega CD at the same time, and it'll allow you to also go ahead and play the 32X games, 32X CD games. So I went ahead and got that because they decided to do a very limited run because they're really not interested in keeping stock of it. It's just, hey, we know that there's a niche. Some people will need this. Here you go, $70. Bam, have a good day. So I went ahead and threw down for that, and it finally came in the mail.
Hell yeah.
Besides that, I'm just waiting on so many fucking pre-orders to come in.
Oh shit, I forgot something else.
Oh my god.
Keep talking, David.
Keep talking.
Your turn, Chris.
All right. He left. We could just talk shit about him right now.
True. Fuck him.
Fuck him. His setup is so stupid. Red and blue shit. Oh my god. He sees one streamer and he immediately goes, "Oh, I gotta replicate it. I gotta have lights everywhere. Oh, I'm like everybody. I'm like PewDiePie. Oh,
Mine's about my lighting, but his lighting is really basically the same, just it has a little bit of a mood light to it."
Yeah. Oh, he put some light in the background. Who gives a shit? Oh, look at his stupid ass. I'm assuming people can't see the same camera we can. You see his kitchen.
They see basically part of it, because I'm looking at the stream right now. It's the old angle, so they're basically looking at the helmets.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Sure. I'll get to it. Oh, he's back. Oh, perfect. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's back.
All right. Welcome back.
Welcome.
We weren't talking about anything. He's done. So I'm gonna.
Why do I see he's a noob? What'd y'all fucking say?
I don't know.
It's probably in response to your Overwatch thing.
Yeah, he's probably talking about you.
Yeah, I thought y'all were talking some
No,
shit.
he's talking. Yeah, no.
When would we ever talk shit? Come on now.
Yeah, what are you crazy?
Same as oh he's back.
What?
All right, what'd you get, Gore?
All right, so I ordered this a little while ago, but it went out of stock on Amazon, so it took a little while until it got shipped to me. But I got the Cowboy Bebop vinyl.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah, so I got that. Yeah. Well, close.
Yeah. For someone that only watch like one episode, hell yeah.
Story of Seasons.
Dude, the way they mashed the fucking pig in there is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
I get it, you fucker.
Yeah. Geez. It wasn't a pig, it was a bull. Here he is. I just shoved his ass in there.
Yeah.
It was a buffalo, actually. Anyway. That's a nice little box. $10 more. You get a little plush. I doubt that one will go crazy.
Like the other one?
Like the other one, the strawberry cow one.
Which they just taped to the game.
Yeah, they just like
they just don't care about this
masking tape over
Oh
it.
fuck, we forgot to put a box on it. Alright, fuck it, just tape it.
Shit.
Shit, I made $50
got
per
a box
cow.
that was big. Huh?
I made $50 per cow on that thing.
Hell yeah. I got the Hades physical, obviously. Had to get that. So you know your boy
Sealed.
needed that
Or are you opening it?
I didn't open it yet. It's really nice looking though without opening it. It's like really it's like it's like premium plastic. It's
versus the one on root film.
Yeah, root film was just like fucking it wanted out. Anyway, I got root film.
Yeah.
There it is. What's in here right now actually? Nothing. Okay. Usually I put games in there when I don't feel like getting the other cases. So
I don't think you licked that game.
I did lick it. I didn't lick Story Seasons, I don't think. I'll do
You never know. Maybe that tasted good.
I got this off OfferUp. Professor Wright versus Mr. Phoenix or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I already had it, but I'm gonna sell it. And I think because that's going up in price like
Is
high
it?
now. Yeah, it's like I think complete. It's like $80 game now.
I think mine's sealed still.
Good. Don't open it.
I wanted to play it.
Well, open it then. I don't think it's like
Buy digital. Fuck it.
It's not like too crazy. Like
No, it's not like fucking Xenoblade is.
Yeah. And that's it.
I think that Torna County, is that what it's called?
Torna. It's just called Torna.
Torna? That thing is like my sixth most expensive game now. Like most valuable game now. And that's including Doom Collector's Edition and Last of Us Part 2 Collector's Edition.
Right.
It's 172 sealed.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
Jesus. All right.
Hopefully it doesn't go down.
Yeah, I hope not.
I don't know if they'd do a re.
I don't think with that one.
No, especially since you can get digitally anyway.
Yeah. With Nintendo taking out the fucking Mario games, they just don't want to reprint shit now. They're fuck it.
Mario dies in a week.
I did get Hades as well, and yeah, no, for whatever reason, the cellophane on this is fucking really nice. I don't know.
I know, right?
It just
premium fucking plastic. It was like, it reminded me of the Grandia collection had the same like really thick plastic on it.
Did it?
Same thing. It's really nice. Looks good. I was even thinking of buying a second one just
because why not?
because why not? It looks nice. No, I was thinking of getting a second one just in case it does become rarer.
It's a really weird game to have physical. I don't like.
Hades?
It felt like a download only game. Isn't it like Super Giant's only physical game? That's why.
No, I have the Bastion.
Oh right, they did make they
did a limited run. Yeah. So I mean, it's technically physical.
I grabbed
and Transistor. I think you can get at Best Buy, even though it's a limited run version, but it's a Best Buy carries limited run.
By the way, April says congrats to Hayes winning the BAFTA.
Hell yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Also, shouts. I think Kentucky Route Zero won something there, didn't it?
Who gives a shit? Hades.
All right, other game I got this. Wanted to get that before in case the value shot up a little bit too high.
Yeah.
Grab that. I paid what it was worth, and I really don't feel good about it, but whatever.
Well, you'll like it when you get to see them jiggle physics.
All right, so I got the Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, got it.
Got it for $35.
That's pretty good.
Let me show you exactly how it looks though.
Oh, is that the fucked up one?
Yeah. So let's see.
See it.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, like right there on that line. So it's not on the data. Like you can actually see there's like
I still have read issues.
It might. Worst case, the case and the booklet are worth like the $35 alone, pretty much.
Yeah, probably.
But
it's like a $70-$80 game. So, I didn't know it was like that. When you said crack, I thought it just had like a crack in it, like it just.
I was like an actual chunk.
No, that's why they weren't gonna take it because no collector's really gonna want that. But I'm like for $35, I'll take it. And if worst case, like I'm not gonna fucking play the game, so whatever.
You should ask for cheaper then.
No, they got it from them. They bought it. They bought it for whatever the store would need to have its profit off of, because they ended up taking the trade in from
did they not notice it?
No, the people that traded it in.
Yeah.
No, it was that whole like they had a box of games. Like, all right, we just don't want it. Just whatever you get for us. But yeah, they bought it and they held it for me, and it was $35. I'm like, that's fine with me.
It's a weird crack. I've never seen a crack like that.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. But
I have, but
again, it plays. The only thing I'd be worried about is the crack, like going through. If it spins fast enough, it just breaks through the rest of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though,
but
like, it's spinning fucking quick in that boy.
But there's
when it's spinning, it's not actually. It's just moving along with the little spindle thing anyway. So yeah, it's not like it's fucking actually spinning.
Right, but there's a little bit extra buffer in there, so I'm not too worried about it. But either way, I'm not even playing it. It's like whatever. I have it to have it. My PS1 collection now 2
You're not
games.
Gonna play anyway. Let's not fuck around. He ain't playing that.
Nah.
Shit. You think I've played Rule of Rose yet? Fuck no. Especially since I heard that game sucks ass anyway. So.
They might put it out there though. Or
I do want to play Haunting Ground. So yeah, it's always gonna be.
Haunting Ground is great.
Yeah, Haunting Ground's kind of cool. I played it once before, but I didn't get too far because it scared me. But anyway, yeah, no, I don't think Rule of Rose is gonna drop, even if they re-release it, because I think that's not a rare game because people really want it. That's a rare game because it's like
it's rare.
It's just rare. It's like hard to.
I'm so
Same
bummed.
thing with Puan and Haunted Ground might be a little different.
I'm so bummed I didn't buy that this time last year when they got it in. I asked for dibs on it, and they're like, "Hey, you still want it? It's like $180." I'm like, that's a lot of money right now. That's fine. I'm good.
Yeah. No,
and then it went for $500 in that auction, and we're like, "Oh, that's crazy!" Now it's $500.
Yeah, that's the
price.
Normal asking price. Sometimes it goes higher. Xeno Saga 3 now is like almost a $300 game.
I really want to grab that game too.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, don't fucking remind me about the Xeno Saga 3.
I almost had it too. I bought it from OfferUp once. This was back when it was an $80 game. Now it's almost $300 game. I had it for like I think $30 on OfferUp, which is great.
Jesus.
Even back then. and I had it for a whole day, and then the woman I bought it from canceled it. I said, "What's up, fam?" Didn't respond to me, and then obviously sold it to somebody else. I would have upped it.
Yeah, I
too.
know. I wish he'd just say something.
Because I have Xenoblade.
Oh, sorry, someone offered me 50. Fuck it, I'll give you 70.
Fuck you, I win. I have Xenosaga 1 and 2, so I was like, oh, that'd be cool to complete it. But
well, that's why I'm pissed, because Dot Hack and Xenosaga, I have all but the last entry, and the last ones go for like a couple $100 now.
Yeah, Quarantine, I think it's like around the same price now. It's like 200, 250 maybe.
Yeah, especially if you want one that has the bonus discs and everything in, which I do want, because I have 100% complete for all the others. So
I can't complain. My PS2 collection's looking pretty nice. There's some games there I really want. I want Xenosaga 3. I really want either Futurama or like, I don't know if I want Futurama on PS2 or Xbox.
I was talking, so I was showing you guys, just to tell the stream, that my GameStop got that. So the people that traded in, so I got Cubivore in this last week.
Yeah, Rad is the other game. Rad, I really want. That game looks.
Ooh, that'd be good.
They got Cubivore. It didn't have the manual. That's why I didn't. I almost impulse bought it for like however much they're going to sell it for. But I was like, I'm never going to find the manual for that, so I'm not even going to.
Yeah, no, probably not.
But they did. That same guy traded in that Pirates Curse Collection Edition, which was in pristine condition.
Wait, what was it?
The Shantae Collection Edition.
Oh, Shantae, yeah.
The one
that was a good price for it. I just like.
Yeah, but I if I was into Shantae, I probably would have done it, but I'm not.
That's a really good price for that, though. People sell it for like, I think like 100, 150 more than that goes for. So.
This guy traded in like all of his big stuff. I guess he just needed the money for something. He traded in on TurboGrafx seeing Chase HQ, which that goes for 320. That's what they were selling it for.
Oh shit, that jumped up to that much?
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
And then Big Bang Pro Wrestling on the Neo Geo Pocket Color he traded in.
Oh, that must have been a huge fucking trade.
And that was $200.
Yeah.
And then I think he got something else, but he also traded that and then Cubivore as well. I'm like, dude, that guy just fucking traded everything in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Attackers Ogre was there for a couple days too. I probably should have just went for that one as well. Right? I came to the realization the other day that my PS1 and PS2 collections are just really lean. Like the dollar, like the value per game is just extremely high. So like on average, on average, my PS2 games are like $55 per game. My PS1, if it goes in shell, because it only goes in shell and Silent Hill, so technically it's like what, $150 per game. So I'm going for like, I'm almost like avoiding buying really cheap PS2 games. I almost bought the Getaway the other day, but I'm like, that kind of ruins the value for that because the $3 game.
The Getaway hasn't aged well.
Yeah, that's yeah. But yeah, no. So like Xenosaga was something I really want. That's one of my things I'm eyeballing for it. I'm bummed. I missed the Chulip manual 2 or 3 weeks ago. I missed it. I didn't think about looking at it, and I got curious. I'm like, let me go look on Mercari, and someone just sold the box and that for like $60. I'm like, fuck, could have that.
I'm glad I don't really give a shit about not having the manual, because that would just ruin me. Because most of my GameCube games don't have the manuals.
No, like there's things that I'm like,
because they came from GameStop. GameStop doesn't give you the manual even if they have the case.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I'm like very picky on. It's like I don't need to have everything complete. Like Tulip, I'm okay. I'm like whatever, I have it, but it just bugs me that I can't have it. And then I don't do GameStop cases. No GameStop cases in my collection. Absolutely not.
That gross. That's one thing I kind of like about newer gen stuff is that most of them don't have manuals, so you don't need to worry about it. Like if I ever get Godzilla on PS4, I don't need to worry about fucking manual, even though it's like a $300 game now. Even though that game sucks my ass. So I had that game too. I bought it when it first came out. It sucks so bad I sold it, and then it became rare maybe like a year later, and then now it's like fucking super rare. That's like a $300 game.
Now it just pisses you off even more. Now you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now you were bad, and you made me lose money technically.
Yeah, technically, I don't think I got my money back when I sold it. So
ain't that some shit?
Most of it did. Well, I mean that game sucks my asshole, but whatever. Anyway, what'd you get?
Let's see. So I got that, and then I got this in the mail. I forgot about this. It's the Hero of Time vinyl. I forgot I bought this.
There's so many Legend of Zelda vinyls out there.
There are. I bought a bunch of digital stuff. Not really a bunch, but just a couple of things here or there. I can't remember what exactly. I did get Tabletop Simulator though, so whenever we want to play that, I'm down.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? I tried Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
So it looks like it could run on high at 60. I turned it down just because I'm moving around so much that it doesn't make everything feel as great. So I turned it down to like 30 and like medium, but just to get used to everything. For whatever reason, there's a glitch in that game though. It's a known glitch. They mentioned their patch notes. So I'm assuming they're gonna fix it. On the second tutorial where it tells you about the fucking like the altitude meters and stuff like that. The flight instructor is flying you as she's talking to you about this. Like, all right, I'm gonna hold on to this wheel and let me just show you. All right, take a look at this. Take a look at that. And so the first time I did it, I went down and looked at knobs. I'm just twisting them around here or there. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I crash. I'm like,
Oh no, you crashed? What'd you crash into?
some neighborhood house.
Oh no! Oh, was that the noise I heard?
And then it just crashed. I'm like, oh, I guess I fucked up a knob. I redo it and I'm looking, and no, the instructor just keeps crashing you down. She's fucking suicidal. She keeps just crashing you to the same house over and over again.
Well then.
And you can't control the plane.
Some Breaking Bad shit.
It doesn't let you control the plane. And I'm looking at everyone online, and they're like, no, this is no issue. You just can't do the second tutorial right now. I'm like, oh, ain't that some shit? Now I don't know what these fucking knobs do, so I'm just gonna be flying. Like, all right,
figure it out.
Fuck it, I guess I'll do it. I'm
you can probably watch YouTube videos that teach you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
do that.
It's not a big deal, but I'm like this close to impulse buying a steering wheel and a flight stick just for the simulator games because I'm like, ooh, I really want to do American Truck Simulator. I bought that too.
But when you do that, play American Truck Simulator with the flight stick and play airplane game with the steering wheel.
And then play Dark Souls with the flight stick.
And play Dark Souls with the Mario. And then play Zelda with the Link. What's the next subject? Are we doing trivia?
No trivia this week.
No.
Are we done? Is the podcast over yet?
David, what's our first story?
All right. So
yes. Sorry, trivia is not happening.
No trivia, yeah.
Because I'm on a single monitor right now. I can't manage all the windows in one screen. We'll be doing it next week. We're gonna do a fun one, and then after that, we'll be doing the thing I cheaped out on, which is a way that makes life so much easier for me. But whatever. Also, congratulations, Gore, you won this year.
Imagine that.
All right.
So, quick question. So, are we cutting out those two stories I said we could cut?
We can leave the Discord
we're
one.
Not doing trivia, or
no trivia. Take out the mods unless you want to go about it for a little really quick to keep Discord in.
All right. I'll be quick on the other one. So, starting at the top of the list, Microsoft in talks to buy Discord for $10 billion. It looks like.
Wow, they can have it.
Honestly, with some of the shit that's gone on behind the scenes with the people fucking running Discord, fucking will be glad to see the leadership team fucking purged. And
there goes some of the excuses from the people in our old Skype calls now, right? Oh, I hate the leadership. All right, well, Microsoft owns it now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, because everybody loves the leadership at Microsoft.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, the thing people have been saying is Skype, and look at how Skype's been doing as Microsoft did it. I want to think that Microsoft. Well, the Satya, what's his name? Who's the guy that runs Microsoft now? Satya Nadella or something like that. Something close to that. I'm getting that name probably wrong, but something close to that. His leadership is very, very strong, and I feel like if he was like manning things as Skype was bought out, it'd probably be a little bit better. Because like even small things like Xbox, back when what's his name? I forget who ran it before. Until Satya came in, Xbox didn't have a spot at the big round table where they were talking about all the major pillars of Microsoft. When he came in, he folded everyone in to talk about all that. So I think him running things would be a lot better. And then they realized what Discord is now versus Skype. They didn't really know what they wanted Skype to be, and they never really updated to fight off against like Zoom and TeamSpeak and all this stuff that ended up happening. But it's. I just hope that, and Microsoft is not gonna make exclusive. Obviously, they're gonna leave it open platform. Like they're smart when it comes to that. But I do hope that it doesn't get monetized too hard, because I know it's not making money. So I think they need to be smart with how they monetize it. And And
Well, where they have the game integration, they started doing with the like Discord Turbo, or Nitro rather, I think it is.
right.
I think the easy and immediate answer is you just fucking wire in Game Pass into that, and that's your kind of like one-stop communication portal for all of that.
I wouldn't be surprised because they have done trials with it before. I wouldn't be surprised if Game Pass Ultimate just includes Discord Nitro in it. Which is cool. I'll take that. But and I want more Xbox integration. That'd be nice. But other than that, I mean, who knows? And nothing else really to say about it until it actually happens, and we see what it comes of it.
Okay. Story number 2, Ghost of Tsushima film in the works by the director of John Wick.
Yes.
It's
Chad.
a dream come true for Gore.
All right. I want to say right here, I don't really get the. I don't get.
I don't really get the John Wick universe.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, I don't. Not that I don't get the director choice. I thought they would pick somebody more. I don't know.
More tonally accurate.
Yeah, like John Wick is a bunch of. I mean, he only directed the. Did he direct the first one? This guy, or the second one, I think he directed the second and third ones. This guy,
the second and third, I think.
Yeah, second and third ones. I think he co-directed the first one. The guy that directed the first one along with this guy also went on to do shit.
He did shit.
Yeah, he did shit. No, he just did something recently. Oh, he did that. No, that was somebody else. He just did
Boy
something.
and His Blob.
Yeah, he did the Boy and His Blob movie. No, it's just like John Wick is very, very like visual. A lot of times, like a very nice looking series of movies.
Right.
But I thought maybe they would get somebody else. I don't know who, but when it comes to action, I mean he'll do fine, and we'll definitely get real sword combat. So that'd be nice.
That's why I'm excited for the choice. Is I feel that for the energy of the film, I don't think you can find anyone better. I want this guy directing so many fucking action films at this point.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I
mean, he was an actual stuntman. That's why it's so good.
Oh, that makes sense.
The choreography behind all the John Wick films, and even like the third one too, it's almost like ballet with guns, dude. It's kind of wild.
David Lynch is the other guy's name.
David Lynch.
Yeah, David Lynch. He directed Hobbs and Shaw. He also did Deadpool 2 though, so, and Atomic Blonde. So.
I didn't like that movie.
Oh, we're stupid.
Doesn't
matter. It's not the same guy. That's just the guy that co-directed the first John Wick.
What do you think, Gore? This seems like a story you're all over, though.
Yeah, I mean the story was really good in Ghost of Tsushima. I mean it was just a typical like Mongols are here. They're bad. They're really evil, like really evil. We gotta stop them. So I mean the story itself is simple. It's just that Ghost of Tsushima is a great game because you get to explore the world so much that hopefully they keep that intact when it comes to its world and visually and stuff. I'm sure they will.
Ooh.
One thing I think is weird though is that this game just came out, so already a movie being made is not strange or unheard of. It's just like, I don't know, like Last of Us, we're finally getting a show. Not even a movie, we're getting a show. And it's been 8 years since the game came out. And like Uncharted, we're finally getting a movie. It's been what, almost 15 years since the first game came out.
Yeah, he already mentions that a lot of video game movies and shows are a lot of video game movies and shows nowadays.
Yeah, but whenever I hear there's a new video game movie, I feel like it's always like we hear about it for about 10 years and then it finally comes out. This one, they already have a director, so like most of the time we hear like, oh, a Sonic movie's coming. All right, and then we hear later on like, oh, there's a director. Director dropped out. Like the Uncharted movie had like 4 different directors before they finally fucking got the guy that did Venom, which I don't know. We'll see about that. But he did Zombieland also, I guess. But yeah.
Do you feel like they need to be very what's the word? Culture appropriate? Because like they had a Kurosawa mode. You would think that if they had a Kurosawa mode, like obviously it's not. It's more video gamey than that.
That's the most popular when it comes to like these like samurai like Asian cinema kind of like he's the most well known.
Wouldn't you think that they would want it to be like, not obviously not gonna fucking touch like how Kurosawa did things, but wouldn't you think they'd want it to be like somewhat at least in line of what that movie would be, rather than go John Wick with it? Not that we're judging how he's gonna do, but that's how it feels so far.
Yeah, well, Atomic Blonde was not the same director, but that was directed by David Litch, who co-directed John Wick.
Sure.
Not the same director, but they've worked together. And Atomic Blonde, it had a lot of action, but it was very stylized. I think that's why some people didn't like it, because there was a lot of story in that.
Right.
It was very like the trailers made it look like it was just action nonstop, but it wasn't. So he can do a movie like that. So I'm hoping this guy Chad, I forgot his last name. I just looked
The
it
Chad.
up. The Chad who directed the last 2 John Wick movies. I guess he's not directing the 4th one. Who the fuck is directing the 4th one?
Are they still doing 4 and 5 together?
I don't know. I'm assuming so, because
There was something
Keanu
that
Keanu Reeves is getting a.
Yeah,
No, it's the same guy. So he's directing this and fucking Ghost of Tsushima at the same time.
He's already 4, 5, and go. Damn.
Yeah, well, I think 4 and 5 are
Done.
still being worked on, and supposedly they're
This is
filming
pre-production.
soon. So.
Usually when they say
So Ghost of Tsushima is probably going to be we'll start filming probably next year.
Yeah, so
we're
the
probably
thing-
not going to see that until like 2023 probably.
Right. The thing with movies and games is always interesting is that they'll announce movies early in the pre-production, like not even a thing. Like they're like, all right, this is on a piece of paper. Someone's gonna work on it. Cool.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's hard to.
games, they usually have some work at least. I mean, sometimes you'll get people that are just announcing it from the bat, but they don't. You can't really just.
Yeah, you can't, because you have actors. Like you got paparazzi. Yeah, there's no paparazzi for video games, so you're not gonna see like a guy taking pictures of a coder or a fucking someone that works on the mocap of a game. No one's gonna be like snapping photos of Troy Baker as he walks into the studio to record his lines for Last of Us Part 3. So it's easier at least to keep that shit
Right.
on the wraps than a movie like an Uncharted one. Everybody's gonna see, like, because they'll be taking pictures of fucking
Like Tobey Maguire.
of Tom Holland in fucking the Nathan Drake outfit. But like they're filming Uncharted.
Or Tobey Maguire apparently now.
Tobey Maguire, yeah. I wonder what he's.
Oh, his stunt
doing.
double's doing a Spider-Man pose. Interesting.
Weird. It's weird. I wonder.
Yeah.
See, that's a horribly kept secret right there. The only thing you can keep secrets in horror movies, in movies itself, is like when it's all special effects. That's the only thing you can keep.
Or
secret.
if it's a cameo, but like it has to be like a very secluded one, like they did with what's his name, Evan Peters in yeah.
And that one thing.
Yeah. But I mean,
I won't
like they hit him, so hey.
Yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen. So good on you.
And apparently they hit that one cameo that Paul Bettany was saying so much that we didn't even see it either.
They cut it out of the fucking movie. I mean, the show. So, that was weird. Anywho, I find the casting, or not even the casting, just the director choice, a good one when it comes to action. But I really thought they'd pick like I don't know who they would pick. Honestly, I can't even think of a director that would helm something like that. But I don't know. I guess Chad.
Really quick.
Chad.
We didn't before we get to our next story. We didn't really talk about what we watched, but that first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was really good.
That was a
Really
goddamn
good.
movie.
Yeah. People could stop fucking pitching and moaning now about.
Where's all my explosions? Like, all right, fuckers, here it is.
For literally the first fucking scene is
First
exactly
10 minutes.
Yeah.
David, next story.
All right. So next story is the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Portable, and the PlayStation Vita stores will be taken down this year.
Well, that's a rumor. They're supposed to announce it. They're supposed to
it's
announce
all
it
but
sometime.
confirmed.
They're supposed to announce it sometime this latest month, which is probably by the time this will get posted.
It's gonna happen.
Because so usually companies will put out bad news on a Friday. That way the news gets drowned out over the weekend.
Yeah, to ruin your weekend.
Yeah, to ruin it. But so it'll probably get announced by the time this is up. If not, it's sometime next week. But yeah, there's rumor they're sunsetting it, which that's dumb. Just in general, like I get it. It has to happen with these last consoles. I'm hoping that's the last of it. It's dumb. We're learning now that the internal clocks might fuck over some of the games that might make them unplayable, right?
All of them. So kind of. So that goes to something different. So I forgot to add that into the stories, but we'll add it in here because it all goes to the loss of preservation of media. So
Wait, don't you want David's rant on that?
Yeah, we'll just
You want a 1 minute rant? Just go off on him.
Just fucking let him talk.
So, anyways, the PlayStation 4. If the CMOS battery dies in your PlayStation 4 and you replace it, it needs to be able to call back to Sony servers for a recheck-in, so that way the internal time system separate of the CMOS can resynchronize everything. If it doesn't have the ability to connect to the servers, it locks down all ability to play games, even disc-based ones.
So, do you think this is a thing Sony will have to patch or do something with?
They won't touch that. There's no way they go back and worry about that.
That's going to be a pretty big backlash.
Think about it this way. The PlayStation 5 plays 99.9% of PlayStation 4 games. What earthly reason do they have to go back and worry about a hardware problem on a console that they don't really endorse or care about anymore?
Right. It sucks, man, that like I said, obviously that this is gonna happen. I mean, we say obviously, but then like fucking Microsoft still, you can still buy 360 games and Xbox original games like nothing. But obviously this is gonna happen, especially with that how archaic the PS3 and PSP and even the Vita still was. But yeah, that I'm assuming there has to. So what's the remedy for it? Do they just like leave servers up, but you just can't access the store?
Well, the theory is that the servers will go away as well, because then theoretically, I mean, most of all multiplayer content servers are gone already.
Which is fine.
So,
I don't care.
Which is fine. But so those multiplayer servers are gone. There's no reason to keep the regular data servers going if the store's gone.
In theory, wouldn't you be saving the money if you're turning off the traffic to the store? But
you would, but if you don't have anyone going to the store, why even keep the rest of the server data going?
So what I'm saying is, let's say they realize, oh, this is gonna fuck up everyone's past games. We don't want to do that. What do they do?
Sony doesn't care about that.
That's hypothetically. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you hypothetically. Pretend Sony was a good person.
If Sony was a good person, what they would do is, I mean, one, they would find a way to actually make that implementable into the PlayStation 5 and truly make it a good, phenomenal fucking backwards.
Jim Ryan straight up doesn't give a fuck. You see, I think we talked about this before on a podcast. We might not have, though. You see what his quote was about Gran Turismo?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this, Gore?
Fucking ancient. Who would ever want to play them?
Yeah, so he was at a Gran Turismo event where they had all the Gran Turismos out, like from the first one and all that. He's like, yeah, I played the old ones too. And I'm like, why would anyone ever want to play those old games? They look bad. And that's why he doesn't like retro games.
Another one
He's not wrong.
There was another one where you were saying, if you wanted to play it before, you should have played it back then. It's like, yeah, because especially as the retro gaming community grows and more people get interested in it, a lot of these people that weren't even alive back then, they should have played them back when the games first came out.
Dude,
fuck him.
Being on a PS5 now, Sony should be just killing it with just like embracing their old shit, dude. Like, Microsoft doesn't really have that much to like go off of, like at Halo, maybe even Gears, but mostly like Halo is kind of like the classics to them. But like they're going off and they're saying you can play every generation. You can put your fucking Xbox original disc in your goddamn console right now, which is still fucking bizarre to me. I still don't understand that. Like this game I bought from like back in 2002, I can just put on my brand new system I bought like however many months ago.
Just reads it.
But
it just downloads it.
But so hypothetically, so let's say they want to integrate, but like let's say they can't. What do they do?
So theoretically, if you wanted to be a good fucking company in terms of like, doing what's best for people, you could save costs by just making it so, all right, no more new purchases, but you still allow the store there for legacy purpose to go back and reclaim any purchases that were made. Maybe even develop basically slightly tweaked UI that just brings you, whenever you pull up the PlayStation Store, it just brings you to your legacy purchases and say, okay, you can re-download whatever you have. That's just all you have access to. You keep the data servers for any patches and updates live and operational, by making it so you don't have to worry about as much traffic coming in and out from purchasing. Kind of limits it a little bit. But in terms of data load, by just simply having to worry about the storage space still for all those games, it doesn't save that much money. Really, the overhead of the wear and tear isn't as much different. So basically, ideally, they would just kind of still keep it as is now. But there's still the concern that once this goes away, unless you really want to get into homebrew, which granted, if you're not doing homebrew for your PSP or your Vita, there's no reason fucking not to. I kept my Vita non-homebrewed because I have a PlayStation TV that I homebrewed, just because I was like, all right, well, on the offhand chance they start really getting thrown down the hammer for homebrewing, I'm not going to worry about it on my Vita. Now, fuck it, don't care. I'm going to throw fucking homebrew onto my Vita as well here soon. But for PlayStation 3, it's not as simple of a solution. Certain models still aren't the most optimized for a homebrew. So if you have like the super slim model, the one with the little slidey door, those ones are a pain in the ass to get homebrew on.
If I have the original fat launch one, is that better?
Oh, if you have the original fat one, that's fucking easy to.
You'll have to show me how to do it because I'm gonna get concerned after all this.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to switch to homebrew. Fucking even at this point, if you have a PS4, homebrew has been fantastic on it.
I don't want to touch it with PT on there. I don't even want to mess with it. I'm just leaving.
You're going to want to because of PT. Because if that battery goes, and it will, there goes PT. Gone.
We'll figure it out. But for sure, I want to touch base with you about that because I made my last purchase on PS3. I did the last couple games. I'd assume so. Is it a Sony specific thing? I don't know anything about this. So it's a Sony specific thing, and so because Nintendo Wii, you can play whatever you want still on there.
But you can't buy anything.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can re-download your shit.
Yeah. So what did they do then?
No, I don't think you can re-download anything on Wii. I think the store access is completely gone.
So they didn't do anything.
Yeah. They didn't do it.
So then what do you do that you can? Is it a Sony's exclusive thing that you don't have to check in?
Good, so.
You don't have to check in because they can play my Wii games, like my WiiWare games and all that shit. You can play it fine.
Yeah, you don't have to do any check-in. But if you, so for instance, I mean, so many games nowadays have patches and revisions. Theoretically, what would happen in this scenario is if you go to pop the game in, whatever state the game is on that disc is all you get. So instances where we had like that Tony Hawk or Skate game that didn't have the entire game on the disc, well, guess what? You're fucked. You don't actually have a full working game anymore. Or situations where it's like, hey, the game came out, but it was really fucking buggy at launch until you got the day one patch installed. Well, congratulations.
Luckily, that wasn't as bad of a thing back in the day. Like, it still was, but not nearly as what it was this last generation.
Fair. But yeah, also, any DLC, if you don't already have it installed and set up, gone. You'll never be able to re-get that back.
Can you do an external hard drive on PS3?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, but it's a pain in the ass because the PS3 only takes FAT32 drives, and so formatting a drive in FAT32 on a modern computer, especially Windows, can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's doable. And then once you have it set up, I think the PS3 will take up to a 2 terabyte external drive.
So let me ask you this: what's stopping me from putting it all on a hard drive, all my games on a hard drive, and just disconnecting it from the internet?
Nothing.
So what's it? Is that what ruins it though? What's this check-in thing?
No, you're confusing the PS3 shutdown with the PS4 shutdown. So the PS4 is where
I don't care about the PS4 right now. So let's talk about PS3.
So, well, the PS3 doesn't have any check-in. The issue is that just once the store is gone, you can't get anything digitally back.
Oh, I thought they were saying this about the PS3.
No, the PS4 is
PS4.
The one where
I feel like they have to have future-proofed it enough, especially if we're going forward and you could still.
That is a built-in hard Sony error.
No, but what I'm saying is they have to at least thought of that ahead of time with so like the generation prior, it wasn't a not every game was downloadable, not everything was this is that. I'd assume that when they went into this, they knew about that thing, and they would be like, all right, well, we're going to just keep those up indefinitely, because you can buy stuff from PS4 still, like actively on the PS5. But why would they ever take that away, though, when I'm sure keeping it all on the PS... There's not, for a very long time, there's not going to be a PS5 exclusive store.
Right, but again, the whole point of the PS4 issue specifically is that once that CMOS goes, if they're not running the check-in servers for the PS4 anymore, then that console's dead and gone. You can't even play your physical media on it.
Okay.
So that's where the big issue of the PS4 issue is coming.
PS3, just put everything on a hard drive and you're fine for now.
Theoretically, yeah, but then you just have to make sure that you always keep a backup of that backup, because then if anything happens to that backup, your PS3 is gone too.
Sure. At that point, I'm just fucking pirating because who the fuck cares? And I'm sorry, you can't. They can't really come after you for pirating a game that's unavailable to buy. Isn't that the thing?
They can actually, but
can they? I thought that was the thing. Is like it has to be available to purchase.
That is something that technically is an important part of enforcing your copyright ownership. Is technically just because the material is not available, it doesn't mean they lose the right to it because they still reserve the right to re-release it at another point.
Technically, aren't you able to pirate it if you own the copy?
No, you're allowed to back up your copy, but you're not allowed to pirate the game even if you have it.
Interesting. I thought that was a loophole I heard a lot of people always do.
No, that's one of those weird things that people conflate and don't fully understand. I don't claim to be an expert. I just understand the legalese of it a little bit better because of my day job. But no, technically, even then, it's still dependent on where you're located specifically. But you are allowed to create your own backups of your games and keep a single backup of it for your own use. When it comes to any other means of acquiring or obtaining that, it's 100% illegal and you can get fined and sued for that.
I figure sometimes they'll just turn a blind eye. Like I know a lot of people just fucking download all the WiiWare games because they can't buy them, and I don't think Nintendo's going to spend the time to go after them, honestly.
Until they decide want to do something with the WiiWare and they fucking take it down like they've done other places.
Sure. All right, next story, David.
All right. So next story listed here. On the flip side of that bad news, over 700 plus beta and prototype PlayStation 2 games have been released online, with even more to come. So this is fucking fascinating. There's tons of titles, kind of some with multiple states of beta and prototype testing, some that were kind of like demos released online. But basically, this private collector amassed this huge fucking collection of just, hey, kind of what I want to do long-term eventually with my collection once I have all my Grail pieces. I want to start getting into prototype and beta cartridge development and start getting all those because that's kind of a neat and rare piece to have. But this guy has just collected hundreds upon hundreds of these things. I think actually he's got like a few thousand. And a lot of preservationists were like, hey, so we heard you have a massive collection of a lot of like lost media. Would it be cool if we kind of like took a look at least to kind of get some information? He's like, dude, just fucking come on over, do whatever you want with it. And they're like, wait, are you sure? We would just be happy if we could at least kind of write down some information. He's like, no, do whatever the fuck you want. So this private collector just went ahead and opened up his entire fucking collection to a bunch of preservationists. And so they've been able to completely photograph, get information and data on how they were obtained and what they were originally part of, and do full dumps of the data online. So in this first batch, they got, I think it's like 750 some odd fucking titles, and they got even more they're going through right now. Like they had to build a dedicated, basically like archaeologist team to go through all this shit. And it's fucking fascinating. One of the things that immediately piqued a lot of people's interest is there was a very early build of Shadow of the Colossus, which, as we talked about during our Games Gone By of Shadow of the Colossus, there was more Colossi that were originally designed for the
24.
game. 24. So, yeah, so a lot of people are wondering if maybe some of those Colossi are in that build. So they're still going and combing through so much information. But that I find phenomenal. That is fucking a wonderful dude. That is how I feel these private collectors should be, because there are so many that just like, oh, hey, this rare fucking arcade game where there's only like maybe 2-3 cabinets in existence. Fuck you, I'm buying it, and no one in the public will ever see the data from it. Like, what the fuck is the point? Dump the fucking, let professional, dump the data online for preservation's sake. You still get to keep the fucking cabinet. Like, no one will ever have that still. But you at least do the fucking world a service by going ahead and kind of preserving that data still in some way, you know? That shit pisses me off. But, yeah, fuck that. But no,
fuck that.
Fucking great that data is coming, and even more along the way. So I'm really excited to kind of see what else comes of that, because there's just so many weird things that keep coming from a lot of these leaks that I'm excited for that.
Hell yeah. Next story.
Next story. This one's just real quick. So after 27 years, we finally have a soft mod for the PlayStation 1. The PlayStation 1 has been a notorious console for there's no way to get a solderless option for optical disk drive emulation. So like my Saturn has an optical disk drive emulator. It doesn't require soldering. My GameCube has one now. Soon I'll be picking up one for my Dreamcast. But the PlayStation 1, unfortunately, always requires some kind of soldering just because of how the motherboard handles read-write from the disk drive. That's the nature of the beast, from my understanding. But someone actually found a basically overflow issue in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 3 that allows you to gain access to special code on a memory card. So that way you can go ahead and run Homebrew off your PlayStation without it. So it's in the early stages. Currently, right now, the primary use is being able to play burned and region-free or multi-region games on your PlayStation without the need of any kind of modification to your console, which that's great to see. But I hope that kind of long-term this opens up to something like a free McBoot on the PlayStation 2 where you can do so much more with it, like playing games off a hard drive or finding some other way to be able to go ahead and use the PlayStation for so much more, because that would be a wonderful thing for people that don't have soldering skills like myself. I need to eventually get and learn how to solder for a lot of things. But
I eventually need to get skills.
It's true. I do need some skills. Last story, and then we have a bullshit lined up. Xbox Live no longer needs party chat. Xbox Live
talk about...
no longer needed for party. Okay.
No, we didn't talk about the Xbox Network though.
Yeah, we'll lump that in together. So I'll put Xbox Network updates because this is one of the new things that's gonna happen. It's in the beta version right now, which is I always think is weird. They did release those indie games that we touched on last week. Those are now out.
Yeah. Well, not all of them.
Most
Horizon's not out.
Yeah, everything else though.
Everything else is, but Horizon.
Go get that Moss. Go get that Astro. Is it Astrobots in there?
Yeah.
Go get that Moss, Astrobot, Paper Beast.
Paper Beast. Wow, there's a bunch of other games, like actual games.
Yeah, Resident ones. I'm excited about.
Which one? Some indie shit.
Res Infinite.
Oh, right. Yeah. So the Xbox Live is getting rebranded to Xbox Network, except kinda, sorta. They're using this as a name to unify everything, which makes sense, right? Because network is kind of the thing that people just kind of default to when you're talking about like, all right, xCloud, this, that. Xbox Live, when people talk about Xbox Live, it's something different. It's talking about Xbox exclusive. So I kind of understand why that got changed. But yeah, so I got rebranded Network just to kind of unify everything else, which is what Xbox likes to do. And then I think you're talking about the free to play stuff, right?
You can play free to play stuff without Xbox Live.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it's called.
On the test flight. So if you're one of the beta, the people that test all the beta stuff, one of the things you got going on there is that they now took off the paywall behind free to play games, which I thought was always stupid. Same thing went back in the day when they required you to have a gold account to play Netflix, which is dumb. That didn't make sense to me. But that's there. That's cool. That's good. Saves people some money. I know some people straight up just play like fucking Fortnite, and it's like, why are they paying $6 a year when they can get it free anywhere else?
Yeah, exactly.
But good for them. That's cool.
Good for them.
Was there anything else in there though? I forget if there was anything else besides that free to play stuff.
Party chat's free.
Party chat's free. I didn't even know that wasn't free. That's dumb. Morrowind's free.
Morrowind's free. Phil Spencer's free. Come and grab him.
Do it. All right.
If you can grab Phil Spencer without him running away, you get a free Xbox.
It's that Rabbit and Mario 64.
I was thinking.
Get over here, Phil.
I was thinking, what's that one Family Guy, the greased up deaf guy or whatever?
or if you fight Phil Spencer like
show.
that chicken.
The chicken? What chicken?
The Family Guy chicken.
Oh yeah. You just start fighting Phil Spencer for no fucker.
Family Guy. I mean,
that is a pretty good running.
Yeah, that's such a good
randomly out of fucking nowhere chicken show. Because the beginning of that skit is that it was just one of those flashback ones where it was like, I remember getting a expired coupon or whatever from a chicken or whatever, and then he fights the chicken, and then randomly he'll just be like, Lois, I kick Stewie in the face, and then out of nowhere, fucking the chicken will show up, and they'll have like a 5-minute like really well animated fight,
like an Avengers fucking fight.
yeah, like they're on a fucking. I remember there's one where they're like they're on a Ferris wheel as it's going downtown,
and they start getting
like,
black eyes and everything, and they're like shirts. The shirts are
they're
feathers
beating
flying.
the shit at each other. It's fucking they're
that is, I think, the best Family Guy bit.
Yeah, that.
It's such
That's
a good bit. It just comes out of nowhere too. It could be a regular ass episode, something's going on, and then you see just the fucking chicken just clocks Peter in the face, and they just
you son of a bitch. And then they fight.
We need to watch a compilation of those. I think that'd be fun. All right,
I think they work better in context.
In the context, yeah, because you don't understand. It just happens.
You don't expect it because it just comes out fucking nowhere.
And they're smart because I'm sure it'd be very easy to want to overdo that. And you're like, all right, I just want to get a chicken fight, but like, no, let's
only a few of them.
Yes, let's.
And they ended it pretty well.
Did they?
Unless they might still do it, but the last time I saw it, it was like it seemed like a conclusion to that arc.
Like, all right.
Anyway, you have something to say, David?
No.
No, you're not a Family Guy fan.
No.
All right.
What about Family Guy with Nicolas Cage?
Family Man, you mean?
Oh, Family Man.
How about the Weatherman? You a fan of Weatherman?
No.
That's another.
No, it's just in general the Weathermen. You know, whenever you're on the news, you see them doing the funny thing.
No.
How do you like my nuts?
Wonderful. 10 out of 10.
All right, good. All right, we ended on some positivity.
All right.
Don't we do bullshit though?
Yeah, we got one bullshit.
All right. So it's confirmed that we will be getting 6 more Square Enix games on Game Pass. What do we think they'll be?
Is it confirmed?
No.
Yes.
It's
conflicting info there.
It's the same thing with the PS stores where it's like heavily rumored, but it should be getting announced very soon as well.
Okay, so pretty much confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's confirmed enough that IGN Korea ran with it. So.
IGN Korea said it, so fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Didn't IGN also say that The Last Guardian got canceled?
Well, okay. We are getting close to the 1-year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Remake, right?
Yeah.
Which means that it's not exclusive anymore, and other people can start putting because it's
Game
only
Pass
1
day
year.
one. Game Pass day one.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to announce that yet. Right?
Well, yeah, it's not exclusive. It's coming to PS5.
No, it's a Sony exclusive, right? I assume, or PlayStation, the PlayStation family.
Yeah, they're not gonna say that because they want people to buy their copies.
I think don't they call it the Xbox family also? But don't they call it the PlayStation family?
Yeah, everyone's just about family.
It's
about family.
To be fair, Xbox just ripped off PlayStation with their fucking network thing,
yeah.
But whatever. Which we didn't mention that. All right, how about Final Fantasy 14? You think that'd be on there?
I easily think they would want to put 14 on there.
Because it's not on Game Pass. I mean, it's not on Xbox, period.
No, it's not on Xbox, period.
Outriders is announced, yes.
All right, so that one's probably counts. Outriders?
I might count, but I don't know if it does.
Yeah, Outriders was already announced to go day one Game Pass.
See, I'm looking at Square Enix games right now because I don't know. Avengers?
Maybe.
That I could see. Hey, that game's already like $15, so you might as well.
But no, I suspect that we already have most of the Final Fantasy series on there. One of the things that is missing from modern consoles is the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, which, granted, most people aren't clamoring for, but just because Square has kind of brought all the other Final Fantasies to modern day, for most part, that feels like a big kind of thing just kind of lost on the prior generations.
Wait, so are you guys thinking new games that they're going to do, or you don't think that they're going to be pre-existing games?
I think they're pre-existing.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 is pre-existing. It's just not on Xbox.
Okay, because I thought they were going to be just games that are on Xbox, that are on Square Enix, but they're just going to put them out there. So
I think
that's what's good.
Wasn't on Xbox at all. So I think this is going to be new games coming to Xbox.
Oh, see, I thought
like not new games, but games new to.
I would have
Xbox.
said Crazy Purposes Life is Strange. That's what I would have thought. I would
I was thinking Life is Strange too.
I would also thought Tomb Raider.
I could be wrong. Life is Strange 2 was on Game Pass at one point.
It was.
It still is, I think.
And Tomb Raider, I would for sure think that.
Tomb Raider is already on there, I think. I'm pretty sure one of them is at least. Shadow of Tomb Raider? I think that's on there. But Avengers isn't, so I could see Avengers. Is Nier Automata still on Game Pass?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they wouldn't make that a big deal. How about is Final Fantasy X and X2 on there?
No,
No.
they're not on Game Pass.
So maybe
I can see that being a big deal, though. Definitely.
Yeah. How about wait, is Final Fantasy 8 remaster on there?
Yes.
I think 7,
It is
8,
on Game
7,
Game
8,
Pass?
9, and
How about 9? Is 9 on Game Pass?
Yeah, 9 is on Game Pass.
ooh, 13.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Is 13 trilogy hasn't left the last generation, but
It's time.
I could see Square working on bringing those to the new generation consoles, and then going ahead and be like, "Hey, here you go, bam." I don't want them either, but I have them.
We heard Gore wants them.
I play like a couple hours of Lightning Returns. No, is that the second one?
Third one,
Or no, the second one. Whatever the second one was called.
13-2.
Oh, it was actually called 13-2. I played like a few hours of that, and I didn't like anything. I didn't know what was going on, but that's okay because I don't ever know what's going on in Final Fantasy games. But I didn't like it.
Crazy Everybody
all right.
says Just Cause that was on Game Pass at some point.
I think Just Cause 4 was on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yes.
How about Kingdom Hearts? How about that new Kingdom Hearts game, the rhythm game?
Project Melody, yeah, because that one's not on Xbox at all currently, if I remember correctly.
How about that? Is Kingdom Hearts 3 on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Kingdom Hearts games are. Or it's one point. It's the remix ones.
How about Final Fantasy 7 remake, Avengers, that game I just said, the melody of whatever.
What do they have coming out?
Outriders.
Like besides
Project Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, it's out day 1 tomorrow.
Actually, no, that would be an interesting thing if they're like, "Hey, day 1, here you go, bam."
Wait, Octopath Traveler is Square Enix, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll count that in the 6?
No.
No, that was after the 6 it was announced.
I'm confused on what the 6 is. Did they say they just have 6 games coming, or they have 6
they
more?
have. They just said that they have 6 more games that'll be coming.
Okay, so not including the ones they already announced. Okay,
Correct.
I was confused. You think Balan Wonderworld will be there after it completely bombs tomorrow?
I can see that possibly going there.
I mean, that just came out. It's coming out literally in like an hour. So
You know what? They might have seen pre-orders for that and saw it didn't do well, and maybe they cut a deal with Microsoft to be like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Outriders is coming in the fucking Game Pass. Why not? That would kind of suck if people already bought Balan Wonderworld and then like 2 weeks later it's out on Game Pass. Like Outriders was cutting it close because some people were upset. Like, hey, I already fucking paid for the game. I'm like, you can get a fucking refund. Why are you upset? Like, why are you upset?
Because they pre-ordered it on digital.
You get a refund still. What the fuck? It's not even out yet. It's not even close.
I think Nintendo is a week out, but yeah, if it's a while back or whatever.
Nintendo's. It's not even on Nintendo. They ain't worry about that shit.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Can you think of anything else? Any other Final Fantasies they can fucking?
I would also be a pro. Says I'd be surprised if Balan Wonderland did well, and yeah, I agree.
It's not going to. Wonderworld.
No. The only thing I'm almost willing to bet money on is I foresee Final Fantasy 14 coming to Game Pass. I could see that being a huge thing.
Ooh, Gore would play that.
Oh, how about Nier? The Nier. Nier Replicant.
No way.
Just say fuck it. Hey, Outriders, fuck it. Put everything on Game Pass.
Bravely Default 2. It's already over.
Actually, maybe.
Ooh, what about even though people didn't like it, The World Ends With You?
Didn't like it.
The Switch
they
version.
would have to make it so that it would be good. So because like the reason why people don't like it is because of the shitty touch controls and the motion controls. When you're on Xbox, you don't got either of those. So I'd be 100% down with that because they'd actually make it fucking control well. Like on Switch, I was like, all right, finally, I'm excited to play this. I'm like, fuck this. I hated it. I was like, this is nightmare.
Saga Frontier.
You're just looking at like their
new
That's exactly. How about Dragon Quest Builders 2? How about fuck this? Who gives a shit? How about World of Final Fantasy? Is that on there? How about Quiet Man?
Ooh.
How about fuck it? How about Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition?
What about 16? Fuck it. Take it away from Sony.
I guess we could go crazy. How about Chrono Trigger gets a port?
That was like the first like comment I saw from that article I got posted on Twitter, because always the top comments like the most like wishful thinking ever. You know, it's always like, oh, what's the coolest thing that could happen? It's like, that's not gonna happen. Stop it.
They are putting all the Dragon Quest. I mean, not Dragon Quest. I'm sorry, Final Fantasy games on there, because then they just put 12 in there.
Yeah.
So I guess
13,
14.
baby.
No, 14. No one liked 13. No one.
People,
which is funny because it has the most sequels of any fucking Final Fantasy game.
it's having it's funny because like,
well, I guess if you count 7,
the
guess.
I was gonna say
opposite.
7 has the most.
Yeah, but those aren't technically sequels. Those are like all spin-offs and shit. Isn't
no,
13?
they're part of the compendium of 7, so
Sure.
they're all direct.
It's funny because like
Crisis Core is the only one I would consider an actual, not sequel. It's a prequel, but like actually connecting to in a meaningful way. Unless you want to count Advent Children and some Dissidia shit, I guess.
if everybody
Well, no,
says,
'cause-
"Oh, Dissidia would be cool."
Fuck Dissidia.
I'd
Okay.
be down with the idea.
If everybody says, "How about Avengers Black Panther DLC early access
How
No.
about Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man's coming to Xbox.
exclusive"?
How about fuck? Who gives a shit? Let them announce it. And
The opposite thing happens with the games like Final Fantasy 13 versus BioShock Infinite, where people are like BioShock Infinite is fucking incredible at launch, and then all of a sudden people are turning their heads on
BioShock
it.
Infinite. No, Final Fantasy 13. No one thought was incredible.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is it's the opposite. Is people thought
Yeah.
it
BioShock
wasn't, and now
Infinite
people
is-
are like, I hear people like starting to go, you know what, that game wasn't that bad. It was pretty good actually. It got a bad.
Yeah, those people are fucking just coping.
I never
Fuck
played.
them. It's
I didn't
fucking garbage.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Fucking
he would
that
know.
game.
He would know.
Heads
It's
up for
almost-
listening to this. If you haven't done it already, the Castlevania, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2 pre-orders are closing
I
in a
did.
couple days. If you haven't already got
Yeah.
that set.
I already
Okay.
got everything I need.
Did you get that near collector's edition, David?
No, because I have so many other pre-orders going on, I can't justify it.
That's gonna be a pricey one day, I bet.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Pretty cool.
I never.
It has,
I
like,
almost
it has
never.
like the scripts for each character too, so you can read all the dialogue.
That's kind of neat, but unless I get a collector's edition when it comes out, I never worry about hunting it down again. As long as they got the base game, I don't care.
Does it come with a soundtrack, Gore?
Oh, how about the Drakengard games? That'd be kind of
Oh, that'd be fucking beautiful.
There
We
you
got
go.
like a collection,
yeah, all 2 of them. Perfect.
all 3 of them.
No, 2. No, that's all right.
Yeah,
well, actually,
1
I
and
guess
3.
Drakengard 3. I read Drakengard 3 on the new Xbox would be nice because it won't run at fucking 2 frames a second.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, what was that, Adrian?
Yeah, just 1 and 3. Those are the real ones.
No. What'd you say before that?
Oh, I
You were
said before
saying
that.
like-
I forgot. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Who
it for the
fucking
podcast,
knows?
right?
If it's new games, maybe Mind Jack will come back. That's new. Mind Jack 2. Do it.
Who made Deus Ex?
Not Square Enix.
Eidos?
It was Eidos, yeah.
All right.
But I mean, it's under Square Enix's catalog, so
You know what? Fine. It's there too.
Anyway, that's the podcast. Thank you for listening so far. Games Gone By is coming up. I don't have the actual list of all the upcoming games. Ooh, I don't have the dates at
But
least.
next is Hellblade, the newest Sacrifice. I know
Hellblade,
that
Parasite
for sure.
Eve is May. What the fuck else was after? What was
Hold
Gore's?
on,
What was Gore's pick after Parasite Eve?
I got a list here. 1 second.
What?
What was your Games Gone By for June?
For June, I don't have June. I have May. It's yours is next, and then what? Of course it would be.
Yours is yours. What's your?
David just had his fucking pick today.
Next in April, Hellblade.
I know what it is.
That in May is 999.
999.
Oh, that's what it was.
I know what it is. I was just like being.
Parasite Eve. After that, in July, Metal Wolf Chaos XD, and then in August, Stardew Valley, and then after that we have
Tokyo Jungle.
Which,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
man,
Maybe
actually,
you'll be able to play it by then.
There's a possibility that might not be it.
You
That might have to get.
change that. I really don't want to dig up my PS3 either, but like you might have to change it anyway if you
yeah,
can't.
may have to change that because even tracking down the physical copy for it's become a little bit of a pain. So,
Pay no fucking money for that. You can go to hell.
so we subject to change in light of the news that's happened, but you know what?
Has David had the most changes in games?
I changed a couple times.
I think technically Chris has the most changes. I've only changed 2 games, I think.
I've only changed
You
two.
changed Nocturne, and you might change. Oh, you changed Nocturne, and that was one more that you changed. I could be wrong.
This one.
Never mind. All right. Anyway, Earth Defense Force 5 is coming up. Stream chat. Hang tight with us. We're gonna swap over. I mean, I don't think the stream ends when I switch scenes, but it might. It shouldn't take more than a second, and we're not swapping over to anything else. We're already on Skype, so it should be right away. So stay tuned for that. If you're headed out,
Fuck
Thanks.
you. Oh.
Welcome to Games Gone By.
What's up?
We did it.
We did it. We shot the bugs. They're dead. They're not
That's
coming
it.
fucking back.
All right.
That's
well,
it.
thank
All
you.
those humanoid frogs. It's over.
They look just like us.
This is our book club series. We do this about once a month, sometimes more. Each of us picks a game for that month. We all play it sometimes for the first time. Some people have played this before. This month. Oh, also I'm Adrian. Gore's here. David's here.
Yeah,
I gotta do that.
It says it on our thing.
Yeah, it says it on there. But for audio people, I know you're listening to audio now.
If you're listening to audio at this point, you should know who the fuck we are.
Even if they're just like, oh, I played at the Defense Force, then let me go listen to that episode. If the video looks a little weird, David, I don't know if you could audio check that because I don't think we actually audio checked at all.
Someone would have said something if we went all that time, but let me go.
You would think so.
You never know. This is our book club. If it's different, everything is skewed a little bit wrong. That's because
Adrian,
What? What did you just say? I didn't hear what you said. I'm assuming you said talk.
Adrian sounds good.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hell yeah.
Chris sounds good.
All right, so then David sounds good. All right, David, I don't know why you're listening still. What are you waiting for?
I'm listening.
All right, now I sound good. All right.
Oh, he's waiting for himself.
Yeah,
anyway, so everything is a little skewed because I'm recording this differently than usual. It will get fixed by next episode.
I'm sorry, I mute my Skype so that way I can properly hear that, and I have to wait for the fucking delay.
You're a delay.
You're a delay. Shut up.
So yeah, we're getting everything set up, but yeah, it's a little different. That's fine. Hopefully everything works out still just perfect with everything. But yeah, this is our book club. David's picked this month with Earth Defense Force 5. Next month is Hellblade's Newest Sacrifice. The month after that is 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. June is Parasite Eve. July is Middle of Chaos XD. August is Stardew Valley, and September was Tokyo Jungle. It may be, it may not be. Who knows?
It won't be. We're gonna change it. And I do actually have a quick question. So,
do you want to play an 80-hour JRPG?
So,
wait, here's my answer.
Didn't bother finishing Earth Defense Force 5, and
I'm not doing any other dumb multiplayer game.
But no, let them finish. Let them finish.
First of all, fuck you. We're gonna do whatever I pick, even if it just ends up being me talking about it. And second of all, where we didn't actually even finish the game, can I reclaim back some of that game time? Because clearly we didn't spend the time to finish the game.
I guess that's fair.
Sure.
Because we played like, what, maybe 6 hours of it?
5 hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll let it pass.
So I will take back 30 hours to use for my last pick.
God damn. All right.
Be very careful with that because it's going to be a very busy summer.
Yeah, September is going to be crazy.
I have the very last one, so fucking what is it? So September. So yeah, I got September.
Are you gonna announce it right now?
I'll announce it by the end of it.
Okay.
Let's do it now at the top of the episode so we can have it all.
You don't need to announce it now. If he's not 100% sure,
I think he's sure of it. He just wants to.
No, I need to do some math on what I want to pick.
It's Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I'm gonna fucking strangle him.
If you got like 30 hours back, it would not have enough time for Nocturne.
Okay.
Oh, I was so excited. See, I wish Gordon didn't care about it. Tokyo Jungle was like a 3-hour game. We could have just. Granted, it would take about 5 hours to set up the PS3, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, by then, unless we just played it now to be safe, it's fucking potentially gone. So.
I mean, in theory, you could swap Parasite Eve and Tokyo Jungle.
Yeah, in theory.
Good.
You want to think about that? I'll let that see.
Well, but I'm gonna be playing
because part of the fun is honestly the fans kind of playing along. So we're gonna just shelve Tokyo Jungle. I'll pull something else for.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they can't play PT.
Oh, fuck off, Adrian. Let him pick something else. God damn it. You want to play a 3-hour
I'm worried. I don't want him to pick a game.
I gave you a 3-hour game last month. Fuck off.
I don't want him to pick a fucking game that's going to destroy everything.
Well, he doesn't need to.
We have 100 hours to play around with. I'm going to use my 100 hours to play around with.
Gore, you fucked up.
I fucked up? No, you fucked up. I
Alright.
don't. I ain't gonna play if I don't want to. Fuck you. Be lucky if I play Parasite Eve.
Anyway, this is David's pick for Earth Defense Force 5. David, why'd you pick it?
Because part of the whole conversation we had with No Man's Sky is that we didn't really have any multiplayer stuff. It was the first big multiplayer game that we had, and we didn't really get to multiplayer it with that.
No, we
so I was like,
period.
Yeah. So I wanted to pick something that definitely is best multiplayer. I still enjoy playing it single player as well whenever I want. Have the itch to save our Mother Earth from alien attacks. But because I felt that it's a great, fun co-op experience that may not have resonated with the rest of you, but everyone else I played this game with, this has been a fucking blast of a game. So I figured this would be something fun. You basically have the horde fighting of like a Dynasty Warriors with the looter shooter of like a Borderlands. It's a fucking good time all around. I felt.
Really.
Plus,
David, can I ask you a favor really quick? Just for this episode, can you move your camera up a little bit so it's a little bit higher for you?
Perfect, right there.
Perfect.
Right
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Like the old days where you were just like lower and lower into the camera, but it works out perfect for the aspect ratio.
Just
Anyway,
talk
sorry
about
for
that.
interrupting you. Continue.
it's all good. But no, so my thought process, I thought that this would have been a really good option for the kind of looter shooter aspect, up to 4-player co-op. There was a lot more kind of interaction. There's a goofy little story to go along with it. From the reactions I got as we were playing it, may not have resonated as well as I was hoping. But I feel that all in all, that it is a fantastic fucking game. It's made by a company that basically all Sandlot does is make Earth Defense Force. I mean, that's really their kind of only thing they do.
Is this successful enough to keep doing
Pretty
that? I'm
sad.
assuming so.
Yeah, they've been doing them since the PS2. So, I mean, their entire catalog is basically just Earth Defense Force from the PS2 on.
Interesting.
And it's a hell of a niche game, but it's made with a lot of love. They know exactly what they want this game to be, and fucking A, it does it and does it well. And it's just a game that is definitely the best of what the series has kind of culminated to up to this point. So that's why I chose it, because, I kind of wanted to throw in something that definitely was a good multiplayer experience in there, something that as the fans kind of been kind of sending in feedback and playing along with us, something that maybe they could go ahead and share with their friends and have some interesting experiences to share.
Okay. And honest question, obviously, what did you feel the reaction was like when you were picking it in your head? Like, well, obviously it didn't work out the way you wanted.
No.
What were you feeling beforehand? Where do you think it went wrong? And before I say it went wrong, but we'll explain obviously our impressions of it. But where do you think everything got skewed with what you thought the reaction would be and how it was taken and why?
I think kind of what I was saying earlier, I thought the way that this game would have kind of been taken on some level is like, okay, David likes his, dumb Dynasty Warriors games where we're fighting off, hundreds of fucking things at once. But unlike Dynasty Warriors, granted, if you're not playing on a higher difficulty, you do have to think quite a bit in this game. We had missions where until I could basically switched over to some better gear and a class I'm good with, we had a couple missions that we struggled on. So even playing with someone that's been through this game 1.5 times, it still wasn't like I could carry you guys. Because one thing that the game does do really well is it does kind of scale things backwards, so you can't just bull charge through. But still, I try to handicap myself by playing classes I don't really play, and I didn't really have a whole lot of gear for. And still, there were times where I was like, oh shit, we got to stop, reevaluate, kind of think how we're handling things, which is kind of what I was also hoping for, is more the squad communication. But where I think it kind of fell is, I feel like even with the kind of higher difficulty or the kind of more thought that has to be put in, the kind of still fighting hordes of enemies, aside from something like a more kind of managed version like a Left 4 Dead, I feel still doesn't quite resonate with you guys. And while I love the kind of looter shooter aspect of it, I feel that perhaps we weren't getting enough loot to where, or the loot was too much of a pain to get in some aspect, that it didn't really keep the kind of excitement of playing around with the new toys as you got them. So I feel like that's where I kind of lost you guys when playing this.
A little bit. Before I say, I'm curious too. I want to hear like a genuine like actual thought behind what Gore thought, because he was very quiet during the stream. So I definitely want to hear like at least something of like. I want to hear your thoughts. Materialize.
Okay. That's not you.
No,
I want to Gore. I want to hear you, David. I love it. I'm Gore.
Oh, I'm Gore. I really like it. All right. Well, David, remember when I picked
when I
pretty much
birthed you,
anything and you don't like it just because you just don't like it because I picked it. You know, like Brothers you don't like, Shadow Colossus you don't like,
or maybe Fitch.
Little Nightmares you don't like. All these games I pick you don't like. When you picked this game, go back to when he picked it. I was okay with it. Remember, I was like, all right. You were the one who was like,
okay. Look, here's the thing. I think I gotta make it better. I think I'm gonna make a better intent on this. I think I'm gonna make it a better like. I'll be less aggressive like I was just like about 5 minutes ago towards what David picks. I'll try to at least be a little more open-minded with it because I do feel like we
like a few minutes ago I was like, you better not pick a $30 game. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Well, I mean, obviously,
I just did 10 minutes ago.
Obviously, like we'll have some sort of prejudice. Hard to like, you can't just like really like just bite your tongue all the time. But I do feel like maybe the overt negative reactions sometimes we may have towards each other's picks, maybe leading us to go into some of these games with a sour taste at hand.
I swear, everything I picked, David hates. Detroit, he also hated. Don't
I didn't forget about that.
It's not intentional. Like we talked about this kind of during some of the games.
I think it is intentional.
No, because here's the thing. There are just some games that it's just genuinely not my style. You know, we've come out of it with some prizes. You know, What Remains of Edith Finch is still one of my kind of holy shit. I was not expecting to find that such a beautiful game.
America
got one. God of War, he liked too. I think.
It was fantastic, but it's kind of
one of like the 8 games I've picked.
I'm gonna interrupt. I'll tell you guys the idea of what I had for next season. If you guys want to run by it now, and we'll see what it feels like.
Yeah, sure.
I had an idea. There was an idea.
Yeah, I knew you were too. Right when you said that,
that I want us, because I was actually thinking about this in my head. Actually, I kind of had the idea that. I kind of had the like impression that maybe we are being a little bit overtly like negative and all that, and also Games Gone By is something that we sort of use as almost we use it for one of two things: either a game that we want to talk about just really badly because we loved, or a game that's on our backlog that we're like we need to knock this thing out.
That's what I did.
I want next season. I don't want to take it all away. I want us to maybe each of us pick. So 2 games of next season. 2 games of David's, 2 games of Gore's, and 2 games of mine. We pick it tailored to what we most think, because we know each other for years now. We know each other pretty well, especially doing the podcast. Pick a game that we think. If my pick, like I have a Gore pick, I'm gonna be like, all right, this game I think Gore's gonna love. Okay. David picks a game that he thinks I'm gonna love. Like we pick one for each of us too. So 2 of the games. So I mean, you're down to half your picks, which is that's kind of the thing is you're going from. I think we pick 4 games a year to 2. So, because we got to do that. But I mean, it can also be a game that you like, right?
I don't think it's 4. We do 3 usually, right? Because then we do we stop before a year is actually over.
Silent Hill.
Because we do one event. Don't we do it like we have really only 10 months because we keep fucking around?
Ones, yeah.
No, we do 13 months.
We do 13 months. Okay, I knew there was something fucked up. Okay, so there's 4.
Yeah.
I know there's something fucked up because we do something weird.
Yeah, we do the last month that we give.
Yeah,
to the
so
fans.
it's 4. It's 4 each.
Yeah. So that's the takeaway is it's gonna take away 2. Technically, take away. I put in quotes 2 of those, but I mean it will be a game that you're still gonna like. Obviously, I'm not gonna pick a game that I fucking already hate and say Dave's gonna love this game, but I'm gonna hate it. I'll be kind of like thought process with it. But if you guys like the idea, maybe we could think about it a little more, let it sizzle, and then we'll approach a little bit closer to the season 3. But I think that'd be kind of fun to at least kind of flip things around and get a better idea, right? Of like, all right, well, I know David hates these kind of games, but I know he likes the fucking brainless. I just want to slap my dick at the controller and win game. Maybe I'll find a game like that. But I want to put that idea out there.
What does he like?
I slap his dick everywhere.
Slap his dick on the controller.
Just going back to that point. So maybe if you guys want to think about that, go for it. But yeah, I think Gore has a fair point that when we go in with these negative impressions on games, it kind of sours the idea of like, all right, I gotta deal with this because like, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, obviously it's natural if Fucking whenever Dave, like, no amount of like kind-heartedness could Gore have ever had in his heart. Gore could be the nicest guy ever, which he's not, but Gore could be the nicest guy ever. And Nocturne gets told, and Gore's like, nah, fuck that, I'm done. So that's fair. He's gonna have a reaction, right? But at least I think maybe a better conscience. I'll try a better conscience about ideas going forward, at least. But I'm assuming so that had a reasoning behind your dislike of the game, Gore.
I'm sorry, what?
Everything that so David.
No, because I wasn't. What I was saying is that I wasn't being negative towards it before we started playing it. You were more negative than I was, is what I was saying. So I wasn't being negative. That's what I was trying to say. I was actually not 100% looking forward to it, but I was like, you know, I played other Earth Defense Force games. I have reviews of the 2017 and Insect Armageddon games.
I love it.
I enjoy them, but it's been 10 years and it's the same fucking shit. I was going in expecting it to be kind of fun, and it had moments, but for the most part, I felt like nothing advanced in the series from what I remember 10 or so years ago on the 360. Like nothing was different. It felt like
the menus felt very
shooting the bugs doesn't feel satisfying in my opinion. There's nothing that there's no thrill I get from the actual gameplay. Where Dynasty Warriors, you can at least say, like, look at the fucking counter going up. Like, oh, man, I'm at fucking 300 enemies killed and stuff. You can say that at least. But this, I don't get that feeling at all. It's just, there's times where it's just nonsense on screen. It's just noise. It might as well be because there's like 400 fucking bugs attacking you. And I feel like there's certain classes that are kind of useless if you're starting out at first. That's just like, you might as well just be the Wing Rider, Raider, or what the fuck it's called, the flying one. You might as well just be that. You might as well have the one gun that just like shreds the shells of all the bugs, whatever that one was called. It was like the Rapier or whatever.
The Rapier.
Yeah, that one. I just didn't enjoy myself to the point where the first time we played, I just put on like videos in the background. I just muted my mic because no one was talking and I was being bored. So I was just like, fuck it. Yeah, I put on a video. No one was talking and I had nothing to say. And then the second stream I tried, but it's just so fucking boring. Like,
I was falling asleep a bit.
The second time we played, I was having a bit better time until I wasn't. And I do I really like the B movie feel. I really do. I really enjoy, like, I make jokes about it, but I really do enjoy that bad, cheesy voice.
What's fucking...
I love that. That's great. You could just at any time just start singing, which I don't even remember that in the original games. I don't know if that was in the originals.
At least was in 4.1, so I know that much.
I only played 2017 and Insect Armageddon. Those are the only two I played.
Gotcha.
And that's the thing. It just doesn't feel good playing the game, I think. Like it looks cool seeing all the enemies scurry around, but what I remember of the 2017 is that it was that except uglier, and now it's just better looking, and that's the only thing.
Which is a stretch.
It looks way better than the.
No, I know that, but I mean, doesn't look
I actually
good.
thought graphically it looked fine for what it is. Especially since it has so many enemies on screen. I thought all the enemy models look pretty good. I like the frog. I like the UFOs that fly everywhere. I like the big motherships in the sky. I remember you have to do that in 2017 is shoot the motherships as they open up. I remember that. I just don't like it anymore. And it's like I just and I didn't love it when 2017 came out, but
it was fine.
And I'm struggling to remember my enjoyment of 2017 Insect Armageddon.
Insect Armageddon was trash. That was one of the only ones not made by Sandlot. That one got Jack's Pacific, I think, was the ones that made that.
The wrestling guys?
Yeah.
So this sounds like a silly thing, but bear with me. I feel like there's no. I mean, obviously this is the thing that we're leading on, but you'll hear why I say that. There's no gratification, I feel, to it. You get the gratification of finishing a level, but the problem is none of the loot is differentiated. Maybe it's because everything's so spoiled and looter shooters have gotten to a point where like they're just fucking serotonin, just fucking punching your face with all these colors. Like, oh shit, there's a purple. Oh, there's a gold. Oh, there's this there. That's a rare. That's a fucking this. Oh, there's numbers popping on people's heads when you do damage. I feel like looter shooters have gotten to a point now where they really make you feel like, even though you're doing the same shit over and over again, it feels satisfying. Like there's a good gameplay loop because you feel like you're doing something that you should be. Even though some of the guns, like I thought the rapier was actually really fun, and jumping in the middle of ants and you're being
that was the only one.
That
I
was the only
actually
fun
liked.
gun, to be honest. Like that was the only one I had fun with. There was the one that you charge forever and it shoots like a bunch of them, but it takes so fucking long to charge and it's pretty much gonna like deplete your entire energy. And I was like, oh, that's not fun.
That was another thing.
And
that was
the
annoying,
problem
is that
with the game is it feels like it tries to be tactical, but really it doesn't feel like it should be tactical. It feels like it needs to be a game that's like, hey, we're gonna punch you in the face with a bunch of fun shit. It feels like it wants to be a fun sandbox, not sandbox, but like a fun like here Dynasty Warriors almost like throw everything at you and you're gonna be a badass and kill them all, but it's not. And especially when you're so low leveled, you don't feel that way, and it feels like, oh, I gotta like grind up, but this isn't like a game I want to grind up in. It feels like a game that with so many levels, I kind of want to just barrel through and just become stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But to the point where I'm like, I want to feel a step ahead of them rather than feel a step behind them. And I think it became increasingly apparent during that DPS check, where obviously we're not powered up, we're not strong. This fucking level took half an hour, it feels like, but it should be like
that element is a rough part of it.
Yeah, it should be. It should feel like, I don't know. It just feels like, even though like there are games now, and again, it sounds dumb. It sounds like I my attention span sucks, which it does. But it's just like I want to feel like I'm making progress, and this is kind of the difference between you and I is I could play Overwatch for 15 hours and feel like I'm making progress some sort of way, whereas you don't really, but you play these games and you're making progress because there's a like you were getting to a physical end of the game, you know, and that's fair. I didn't really feel that, but again, it wasn't really gratifying. Like the only thing I said, the rapier was fun because I jump in the middle of ants and they kind of get burned by it, right? But then
Right.
it's such a, that's all it's good for, and then it doesn't allow you. It's really a trial and error. I imagine the first time you play this game, you're gonna lose on levels just because you didn't pick the right weapons, and I feel like that's like not good game design. Like it feels like everything should be able to do something. It might be a little more difficult, but like straight up, if you picked the two wrong weapons on a ship or a level where there's saucers, you're not winning it. You just, this is not. You would like imagine if you had the no, you can't use rapier as like a ground soldier, but like imagine if you just like got a short range weapon on the ground, thinking, oh, there's a bunch of ants, next level there's saucers, and you're like, well, I guess I gotta start the whole level over and pick something else.
That's fair. The kind of only reason why I don't necessarily mind that is just because most of the levels are usually honestly pretty quick. I mean, some of those we went through in like 6-10 minutes tops. And usually they're pretty quick to show, oh, hey, there's some flying enemies. You know, it's not usually mid-level that they suddenly come out. The one thing I will disagree with is I still feel that this is honestly one of the better kind of looter shooter concepts, because coming from someone that's played kind of loot 'em up style fucking games
Destiny,
most of my life,
for sure,
I was a
too,
big
like that.
I was a big Diablo fan, Destiny, all that. This is a game where once you start getting a lot of the loot, a lot of it's more varied. One of the things I hate about a lot of kind of looter concept games is like, okay, cool, here's my, you know, I got like a billion fucking different guns, but they're all just like slightly one stat increment different. And I'm
Sure.
basically just throw out all the horde, whereas this actually gives you a lot of loot that is varied in a lot of ways. That's where I kind of felt like, unfortunately, we didn't get to a lot of that, because I feel like we're starting to get to where you could kind of see some of that, because, you know, using the wing diver as an example, the jetpack one, you know, you had a lot of the different cores which actually alter your recharge times, your flight speeds, your recovery abilities. There's a lot of nuance and kind of customization there. You had the thunder bows, the lightning bows, the gletniers, the kind of discharge rays. There's a lightning storm you can get. There's a fucking lightning chainsaw you can get. There's all kinds of weird nuanced abilities and weapons that you get, and all the classes have some really cool things like that. You know, the air raider, which is the one I was using for a lot of it, you know, the guy that calls in vehicles, he's got a whole assortment, array and bevy of different giant robots he can use, tanks, missile launchers, even fucking motorcycles and attack helicopters.
Sure.
You know, he's got all these kind of sticky bombs and all kinds of kind of automated turrets. You know, every class has like a lot of cool and weird and new things that you can utilize, and really kind of just brings it out. It's just, unlike a lot of kind of more modern looter shooters, which I feel is the kind of point you're trying to get, is they just throw it all you at immediately. You know, you go through a wave of enemies and you got like 50 different new things. It's like, oh, cool. Sure. You know, it's a incremental, but at least it's a lot to look
But
at.
also, it looks cool though. The problem that Earth Defense Force has is that it just loot on the ground. So
Yeah,
you travel your ass
weapon,
all the way. Yeah, you travel all your ass all the way around
you
there.
use it until the next mission, and then you use it, it sucks, and you're stuck with it for the rest of the mission until you fail or you want to go back.
Sure, but like
then you're like, okay, you don't know what enemies you're gonna deal with in the next one. You don't know which one's good for fighting those enemies. So you're stuck with a shit weapon that sucks ass.
I imagine
where like Borderlands, which is a looter shooter, obviously, you have a whole inventory, like you say, like you kill 5 enemies to get 30 guns, but at least you have like sniper, shotgun, fuck, you can just switch them out instantly. Where here you can't do that. You get 2 weapons, unless you're playing as the other guy with has
the fence where you can have up to 4, yeah.
Yeah, right? Except you move about fucking 2 miles a year, so it's just like fucking, I didn't, and it's not even the loot, because I wasn't even thinking it's a looter shooter. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it to me. To you, it does. You played a lot more. You're probably right. It is, but for me, it doesn't feel like one. What it feels like is just a Dynasty Warriors game with some guns, and just like Dynasty Warriors, I don't feel the impact of kill. Like that's it. If you're gonna make a shooter where it doesn't feel like I'm shooting fucking anything, I might as well be shooting the wall and it has the same impact. Then there's no like the like I said, the one, the Rapier, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the
Rapier. That's the only one that I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then there's like, you're fighting UFOs, you can't fucking use that thing because they're fucking.
And then if you hit the UFOs, they go flying that way.
The frogs, you can't fight with them because you fucking get close to them and then they just destroy you instantly. Like the ants and the spiders are the only ones that you can attack with that thing.
And they do, and that does feel good.
Satisfying.
That feels very good.
It feels only because they're fucking like their shells
like burning
and their
up,
skin and their fur fly away. That's the only reason. Even that, it's satisfying, but it's not like, oh, fuck, bro.
See, I will argue on that just because I main Wing Diver. I only use close-range weapons with Wing Diver. So I go in everything's face and basically just hit and run the shit out of everything.
Right.
So
you can use a lot of those close range on most things.
I just don't feel like the gunplay is solid enough for me to want to do that, though. Like, I tried other guns. I tried a lot of the guns. I didn't like.
You did try a lot of varied stuff.
Yeah, you did rotate out through quite a lot.
I tried because I wanted to give it a fair shake, and I just didn't like him. I would always have the Rapier there because that was the only one I was like.
That's literally, cool. I think, aside from like the one that was like only saucers.
That's your starter one for the Wing Raider or whatever.
Yeah.
They spoil you with that one too because you're like, oh, it's gonna be a good time.
That one was fun. I was like, all right, this is kind of cool.
I will say, when it comes to the loot too, David, is going back to what Gore was saying. I think when you see so much loot around, you're like, cool, I'll pick it up. But there's almost like some endorphin or something that kind of like just flares up where you're like, oh, there's a yellow over there. Let me go fucking fly over to that site because now you're hustling over. Or it'd be cool if like you clear out a bunch of things and you see like a couple rare things. You're like, okay, you felt like a reason behind besides just finishing level. Oh, there's a reason. Like, oh, I'm getting rewarded for destroying these motherfuckers. And there's a rare thing.
Every time I saw the armors, I would always pick them up.
And then, but then there's like also very convoluted, like a whole fucking paragraph, and it's like not even. It's not like you still don't understand like quite what you're doing.
Yeah,
so I think maybe a video, like a small video would have been nice, to showing like exactly what they were doing rather than a picture, because you don't really kind of get the feel. Like it's very, the menu system. I felt like immediately out the gate was like very archaic. It felt like a fucking PS2
I'll agree
game.
to that, definitely.
It felt like one of those old like Bang.io, I think that game is called Bang.io. I played the HD version of that on XBLA. I like the same exact menus. It just felt so ancient the way he was doing it, and the menu sucked too. I hated how I kept pushing the fucking the D-pad, and they kept wanting to put. I'm like, stop.
I feel like a lot of games don't use the D-pad anymore for menus and shit.
But
the new Harvest Moon doesn't let you. I remember having a hard time like fucking. I had to like
not Story Seasons, right?
No, Harvest Moon. I'm talking about Harvest Moon.
I
think it was Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon. The new Harvest Moon game has the worst sensitivity ever. Like you just like flick it, stick a little bit, and it'll fucking like shoot through like 10 options. You're like, what the fuck? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, no, and I don't really the one Turtle says aloha. What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
These kind of games are just not really my thing in general. I mean, I enjoy what it was because I think mainly because I didn't swap off Rob Pierre pretty much, and that was the best gun for sure. So at least I enjoyed that part of it. Like I was happy enough that I found a class that I liked immediately because I like jetpacks in games,
Right.
and a gun that I liked right away. So I'm like, all right, at least so like I'm mostly set to what I gotta do. Sometimes the guns suck, especially if you're gonna like hit UFOs with a Rob Pierre, they're gonna fucking fly away for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. And then nothing about it was really engaging to me. Like I was legitimately falling asleep for a lot of it, just because it didn't really have the big rush of rewarding me. All I was rewarded with was pushing X, mashing X after a level because it gave me a bunch of loot that I want to read paragraphs for. When it's a gun that could potentially like not even, it could be a useless gun, but it still wants me to read a paragraph about it. You know.
That is one thing I'll agree because it suffers when it comes to describing the loot. It suffers the same kind of syndrome that, and this is a comparison. Follow along with me here. Like Shadowrun kind of runs into. The Shadowrun tabletop RPG is really bad about adding like fucking paragraphs and paragraphs of fluff, and in between all that fluff, there's like one or two lines that actually explain mechanically how it's supposed to work, and that's definitely the description system because that's the thing is EDF5, all the classes have like 100 plus different weapons to kind of choose from. You get a lot of fucking gear and loot to use. I can see how, from a modern perspective, it's definitely one of those things of like, oh, the different colors can signify, oh, I really want that. But I don't know. I guess from my perspective, I never cared about. I just simply brain goes, oh, loot, something on the ground. I want to get gimme. I don't care beyond that. I don't need the flashing to kind of be like, oh, I really should care about that. I just care about whatever the fuck it is. I want it.
It just even yeah. Well, I mean, we all collected all the loot anyway, but it makes you it pumps it up a little bit more if it's like, oh, this is some really good shit. Like you found something cool, you know, rather than finding out afterwards. It keeps you more in the battle of like, okay, I'm getting some good shit out of this, and this is another reason to keep pushing, rather than like, okay, now I'm done. Oh, that's what I got. And then even then, you
Yeah.
don't really know, or maybe like it would even like the menu notification, something that would have showed you like, oh, this is good, rather than I just don't want to read all it. Honestly, I don't want to read it. Just show me, give me a fucking big number and highlight it and say, hey, this got good, and I'm like, cool, all right.
See, I hate that. I don't like just it feels way too repetitious when it's just this gun good. I like nuance and variety because that's where a lot of the kind of different weapon variety types shine. Is there are some that are similar, but they have nuance. So like the lightning bow versus the thunder bow. The lightning bow, you have to hold charge and then it shoots out and it expends all your energy at once. Whereas the thunder bow has like a dedicated tank. So while they have the same firing mechanism, the thunder bow doesn't use all your energy immediately upon use. It kind of can refill a couple times before then using your energy, so you can kind of plan around it more. But the lightning bow has the advantage of just you charge ready, you burst, and you get out. And they kind of have their own tactics and nuances to them. But I can appreciate from a more modern perspective, it's a little frustrating, and I think that's where I feel like the disconnect for this game and potentially some other picks of mine down the road, like Parasite Eve, is going to come in. Is I feel in my brain, I'm still very much in a lot of ways a retro gamer. I still like modern games, and obviously I still play and collect a shit ton of fucking modern games. But at the end of the day, I'm not too big on what a kind of modern gamer is looking for in a lot of senses. So stuff like this, where there are certain elements that are a bit more simplistic, or it's like, yeah, this could have been done in this more modern take. I don't care because I guess that's not what I look for in these games. But it does make me kind of make a little bit more sense of why you guys didn't care as much for certain aspects of it. Um, the one thing I am kind of sad, like as much as we joked about, oh yeah, the grand epic kind of B movie style, I am sad that we didn't get to go through the whole storyline, but I am prepared to kind of give a breakdown on that whenever you guys are ready for that.
Sure, let's go.
All
So
right.
the game talk is over. Now tell us the story.
Oh yeah. So sit down while Papa David explains here. So where
Don't
we
ever
kind of
call
left
yourself that.
So where we left off, there we were fighting that kind of mothership, and it just fucking started literally walking away from us
Yep.
at the end of that mission. What happens next is the rookie and team go ahead and they chase after it. They find it, and a few missions go by of trying to come up with a plan to kind of hold it in place and just blow it the fuck up. You succeed. You think all is well. So you go about just
And it's
trying to
like
kind of
level
fight
30.
back.
Hey, we won. Hell yeah, game's over.
Hell yeah.
Kind of. There's a few fake out moments like that throughout the game.
No
So that's one of the first ones where initially like, okay, cool, we repelled the big enemy mothership. We're golden, and then you follow Orginis again, and you start going like, okay, we got to deal with this fucker. And then there's a rival to Orginis that comes up, and you kind of come across and you fight that fucker. And then as that's kind of developing and you're fighting two giant fucking monsters now, some of the scientists are like, dude, we'll work on a super giant robot that you guys will pilot and we'll deal with those guys later. Meanwhile, you find out that the aliens are still coming strong. Now the actual leaders of the aliens are starting to come. So the cosmonauts, they're called. They're basically as tall as the frogs are, except they're gray skin aliens. They are literally crypto, just gigantic form. And so they start rampaging. Yeah. No, fucking Klypto said his name.
Oh,
I think.
Klypto. Okay.
Yeah,
They say
there we go.
They say crypto.
I did say crypto initially, and I meant Klypto. But
super dog.
So they start rampaging through, and you're like, oh fuck, these are the intelligent beings that are the masterminds behind all this. So as you're dealing with them, basically War of the Worlds starts happening. The giant walker robots that Chris the whole time was like, yeah, what are these things? I remember these things. Those start to show up. And that was actually the mission that I thought the one that we were going to struggle on was, where it's a night mission where it's a ton of those walkers and a ton of the bombarder frogs. And you have to kind of sneak and stealth and go around and start taking out the kind of hordes of them before they all start kind of coalescing on you. So you go ahead, you fight them, you start fighting off a lot more of the motherships that start appearing. It's at this point the background dialogue starts talking about how, when we start talking like, oh yeah, jobs are an all-time low, everyone's struggling. The EDF numbers start dwindling. And so like, hey, the governments of the world are banding together. We'll fucking pay you, $300,000 a year in your local currency. Come work for the military. Come join the EDF. We'll pay for your pension for life. We'll pay for your family's pensions. Just join the EDF. We need everyone we can get. And it keeps.
I like how they have to hey, come work with us. We'll give you money. Or else what? Or else you die.
That's actually what it ultimately comes down to. Is it gets to a point where, as you progress and you're fighting the 6 other motherships, as well as dealing with Orginis and the other giant monster, the Earth's population keeps steadily decreasing. Where we left off, like 20% of the Earth's population was wiped out.
What would have been cool is after every mission, it had like a counter of what the population was, and it showed it actually going down.
Yeah, it'd be cool if the game had cutscenes and a story.
See, I don't mind that as much because I feel like it does get drowned out a little bit in the fighting. I'll definitely grant that. Kind of like what you complained about with Dynasty Warriors, that sometimes there's like a story bit that's happening as you're fighting through the hordes and you're listening for it.
Except there's voice acting in this, so I'll give it fucking credit there.
But I actually like this style because basically it's like listening to a live radio broadcast as you're going through it, and you're getting the story in kind of radio bits, which I find honestly more interesting than just having a cutscene kind of shown to me.
But when you're gonna do a story like this, where it's like all science fiction, like very old school sci-fi, at least what you're fighting and in the dialogue and stuff, why not have like a Starship Troopers style, even have like propaganda portions, like just cutscenes where like come and join, like what you were saying, like why not have cutscenes like that and just like, I don't know, just
they could have even probably gotten away with it being like a picture with voiceover on it,
yeah, just like a
really cheap, like it has like a propaganda, like we want you, and then just like says like the story behind it, like whatever.
Well, I mean, like it just tell the story in that way, kind of like a. No one's gonna get this reference. The new RoboCop that came out kind of did that, where it's like progressing its story with Sam Jackson's character, just like talking about like just like having a new something like that, just like cutscenes in between, like not every mission obviously, but like every 10 or so missions have like a cutscene, like just to add like more to the cheesy feel, so you're not like missing all this really fun dialogue because you're too busy fighting the 100th bug in the last 20 seconds. So
that's something that maybe for EDF 6 when that comes out, I don't know. I like the way it's done, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt for a shake-up in that kind of style.
They could still do
weird.
It's supplemental.
Yeah, but like they could still do what they do, like with the dialogue in the in the game. But like just having a nice like propaganda kind of like Starship. Just watch Starship Troopers and do pretty much all that. I mean, they're already kind of doing Starship Troopers with the EDF stuff, where they're like very like all about like
camaraderie.
Yeah,
and
camaraderie and
I'm
fucking
doing
like
my part.
yeah, I'm doing my part. Yeah, there's that part in Starship Troopers where like they're fighting the bugs in that, so like you see all the kids like stomping on the slugs or whatever. Like, look, I'm doing my part. Starship Troopers is great.
Does the game ever like look more dreary as time goes on? Because like we keep fighting in cities, and I'm like, this population thing does not feel like a thing because there's just giant fucking cities we still just have.
Well, that's because you're still. The thing that I will admit it doesn't explain well is you're traveling to all the other cities because you're literally part of the team following them. Once you start getting to late game, cities are just fucking destroyed. They already kind of start disheveled. And that's kind of one of the other things is as you kind of progress through, you reach a point where kind of around mission like 70-ish, they're like, dude, like 70% of the Earth's population's fucking gone. They're just fucking with us at this point. If you're alive and you're a civilian,
please fuck.
Join the cause or go hide and find shelter.
Fuck for your country.
Underground bunter.
We want you to fuck.
Yeah, I want your semen inside my womb.
But one thing that's kind of also built up that's kind of interesting is the rookie stops being a rookie by that point.
Yeah, I fucking hate them calling me noob. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm doing all this shit.
I didn't even realize that's what was happening.
Yeah, so the whole time that they're complaining about noob and rookie, that's your character.
Oh yeah, I knew that, but I didn't realize like they kept saying that. I remember in the beginning, but I didn't hear them say.
I heard it definitely, like even like the last level or two that we were on.
Yeah. But as it progresses, your character kind of stands out as part of someone that are like, hey, you start as a civilian, you somehow keep coming out of these insane missions. We're going to build a team around you now. So you create Storm Team 1. And you are basically the Suicide Squad. You are sent out to... Dude, there's all these bizarre shit happening.
Is it out now?
No, it's not out now.
Oh. Well, when you watch this, it will
By the time this is out.
Yeah, by the time we watch this. Go fuck these guys up. And they basically have kind of an Avengers moment. So basically, by the end of it, Storm Team 1 gets in the giant robot. They fucking kill Godzilla and fucking its enemy there. They fight and destroy all the motherships. And by this point, the Grand General of the aliens is fucking pissed that some human has still fighting defiantly. So the general of all the motherships is like, fuck it, I'm going down there. I'm going to go kick
I'll do it myself.
Exactly.
I'll do it myself.
It's literally just like, all right, fucking hold my beer. I'm going down. So it goes down, and
it's a scrawny little thing that's like 2 feet tall.
No, it's the largest fucking enemy. It's the final boss fight, and it's wonderful. So he comes, and he's got a couple elites backing him up. And the whole time, the kind of EDF general is like, dude, Storm Team, you guys are the only basically remaining members that are competent in the EDF. What the fuck are you doing? Come back and regroup. And the whole kind of dialogue is just Storm Team's like, nah, fuck this. We're out for revenge. It doesn't matter anymore. The Earth's fucked. We don't give a shit. We are just taking this fucker down if it's the last fucking thing we do. And it's this huge fight. I talked about a bit about this when I was playing through the game for the first time. It's literally like fighting M. Bison in Street Fighter. To where the alien will go ahead and do fucking spinning psycho crushers and fucking all kinds of weird bullshit where it's just fighting game nonsense. So you're fighting this enemy that's like fucking Godzilla size as it's going ahead and performing fucking fighting game moves on you. And it's just a fucking wild ass fight. And Sword Team manages to kill him. And so at that point, the aliens just see their fucking general, the head of all their operations, just get fucking murdered by 4 humans, canonically. And they're like, fuck, we're out. And they just fucking peace. And then it kind of ends on a bit of a somber message of, by this point, 90% of the Earth's pop. And this actually is a cutscene where they kind of show you.
I finally get one.
They basically show you a bit of hollowed and scorched earth that has like a little bit of like a sprout kind of growing through the ground. Like, at this point, like 90% of the Earth's population has been wiped out. Countries don't exist anymore. But Storm Team 1 gave humanity some kind of hope. We don't know what we're going to do with it. We're going to do our best to rebuild and see what happens, but we wouldn't be here without Storm Team 1. And so that's what's going to lead into EDF 6, which I'm kind of curious to see how they handle that.
So what the fuck was this reboot?
So this reboot was basically kind of a whole different spin on what they did, because originally there was EDF. Well, originally there was a game on PS2 that was kind of like a mini game that you were just the ranger fighting a bunch of ants. That was it. Then it evolved to the first proper EDF game, which was Global Defense Unit, if I remember correctly. And in that one, it was actually more of like a strategy game. Again, you just kind of control a couple different rangers. You fight, the giant insects, call it a day. And it was, oh god, there's enemy giant insects. With EDF 2, they added a lot more story to it. It was actually a proper big alien invasion. That's where they added some of the War of the World stuff. Then with EDF 2017 / what would become 4.1, that was the kind of finale of it, where in EDF 2, you fought the insects, you beat them into submission. Then 4.1 starts off with, all right, everything's fine, but 6 years later, suddenly the aliens are back. Oh shit, they were just hiding underground the whole time. And then all of civilization fucking wiped out by the end of that game. That one is, there's no coming back. 4.1 outright ends with, no, the world is fucking over. We are not coming back from this. This is literally just spite, and kind of like with this one, this is just spite carrying Storm Team 6 of, no, we're fucking taking these assholes out no matter what. But there's no hope for humanity after that. 5 ends with there being hopes. That way, when we go into EDF 6, presumably we're basically going into a scorched earth scenario where humanity is trying to rebuild as the aliens do a counterattack. I don't know. I'm really curious to see where the story goes for that.
So why did they reboot?
A few reasons. One, because there was no way to kind of do the story that they exactly wanted to do with how 4.1 left it. Plus, I feel that they basically wanted to kind of do what they've been doing, but try a lot of new things. EDF 5 introduced a lot of new concepts and mechanics that kind of warranted like a reboot to the series. We got a ton of new enemy types. You didn't get to see a lot of them, but they're, in addition to the ones you saw, as I mentioned, there's the cosmonauts. There's also roly-polies. They're giant pill bugs, and they're obnoxious as shit because they super monkey ball around and just kind of bounce you around, and they tackle the shit out of you. There's dragons. There's all kinds of fucking crazy ass enemy types that you come across along the way. The aphids are the bane of my fucking existence. They're super fucking fast and they swarm like crazy, and they can almost one-shot you. There's just so much. There's so many cool fucking varieties and enemy types. But I felt like they wanted to kind of experiment a lot more with that. And I feel like with this one, they really want to focus on actually creating kind of a more consistent lore, because as the games have kind of happened throughout the years, Guinness has had a couple different names. The Wing Divers have had a couple different names. There's been different continuities to how the EDF itself works. So this one was like, okay, we're just setting a baseline for how this should be. This is the very first Storm Team. This is Storm Team 1, civilian that rose through the ranks and became hope of humanity. And with the next one, we're going to lead into what humanity does with that hope that they were given. So as much as it is like a cheesy kind of B-movie story, it's kind of taken in a very somber approach, which I really appreciate for it.
There you go, Gore.
There you go, what?
You got your movie.
I didn't want a movie. I wanted a cheesy ass fucking game, and he just said it ends all sad and shit. It's the exact opposite of what I wanted.
All right.
I wanted it all cheesy with propaganda and funny Starship Troopers stuff, and he just said it fucking everybody's sad and there's a sprout and everybody's upset and everybody dies. The world ends.
The end.
Everybody cries. It's like Last
everybody
of Us,
flies, everyone dies.
Anyway, well, that's Earth
now Gore's sad.
4 or 5. Well, everybody dies. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that didn't really work out in terms of our impressions of it, David.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's usually what I say whenever I pick a game. So.
Well, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where I guess that there's not much to add unless you guys kind of have some other final thoughts to it. I mean, it's one of those things that I've said my piece on it. I still feel that this is a fantastic game. It unfortunately didn't kind of hit the right notes for you guys, but it's a game I still highly recommend to people, especially if you got someone to play with
Do
co-op.
you
It's
play?
a
Is it
fantastic
split screen?
Yeah, you can do split screen
Do you
co-op.
play it split screen with everyone?
Yeah.
I think that might be part of the thing too. I think Hades.
Gross.
Gross.
I was just showing a
I
fantastic.
just don't like
to
roguelikes.
show
So.
it. I was just showing a fantastic game.
I think that might be part of the fun with it though. I think hanging out with friends and I don't know, having snacks there and everything and doing that. That feels like a very old like co-op style game, sure, but it doesn't quite transfer online. I don't feel.
No. Why would it transfer in the living room?
It seems like kind of wacky enough fun that you guys can like point stuff out in person rather than like online. There's a different. I mean, it's the same thing like you say with like a lot of movies or anything. A lot of things. It's one of those things that's just better with people. I think. At least that's the impression I'm getting with this game.
Well, we had people
In person.
Why? Why would you go?
Sure.
Bug.
Exactly.
He said frog is man, human looks like human.
He said frog is man, man human.
I don't agree with that because we could still have fun with a lot of games. I know you're trying to make it like, oh, maybe we just fucked up, but I didn't fuck up. All right, I didn't like it. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I think I could see why in person it's more fun.
No.
Yes.
Because no, fucker. All right, this is the thing. Like, not that it's the
Go
same
fuck
thing,
yourself.
but like what? Yeah, fuck you. No, like Goat Simulator. That's a game you could say like that's fun with people, right? Some people would say that. Like
Sure,
playing it by yourself is not fun. That game's not fun. But playing it with other people, look at the glitch. I've played that with people before. Never have I ever actually enjoyed it. And that's how I feel with this game. I bet even with people, I would still not enjoy it. I would enjoy some of the dialogue, but playing it?
I can see it being a good split screen game.
Fuck you. All right? I would love to see how it runs in split screen. Like on PS5, probably...
Well, playing it on PS4, it ran okay.
Yeah.
Especially once you started getting a lot of enemies bursting out of fucking buildings and shit. The FPS definitely tanked quite a bit.
Yeah. I remember on the 360, Earth Defense Force 2017 fucking tanked hard at times. But yeah, on the PS5 it's fine. I mean, it performed well enough. So I don't have anything else to say besides I just don't feel like, even if I found really cool guns that I like, I just don't feel like I would want to play this for any longer than what we played. Because even if the guns were kind of fun, it was just one of those things where like I just don't like the overall gunplay. So even if the guns are cool and they're fun to see what happens when you shoot them, I just don't get that impact and satisfaction that I do in a lot of other, I guess, looter shooters.
Sure.
I just don't. I'd rather play a lot of other games, is what I'm saying. A lot of other games. I mean,
a lot.
A lot. David, I don't think you realize how many I would rather play.
All right.
But you know what? I understand David loves this game. He's funny like that. So, you know what? Hey, obviously you're passionate about it. So, good for you.
It's good to have things you enjoy in life, you know?
Yeah. Just I wish you enjoyed some of my games I picked sometimes.
I like 2 of them.
Like I said, I think
I picked.
I'll try to make a more conscious effort to at least not be so negative up front about.
No, fuck that. Be negative.
Eh.
You're the one who's more negative about David's choices than I.
Yeah,
this is like the first time I was.
That's a good point. Chris has been the most open-minded.
I said that earlier. I usually. I'm not that negative.
I was okay with playing Nocturne.
Tensei ended up being a joke mainly, but I definitely did not want to play that game for sure. I did not want to play.
At some points, I wasn't sure what was it.
Up over and over again was more.
I don't know what was part of it. I don't know. I feel like off camera a lot of times, you're like, I'm not fucking playing that game.
Oh no, that's true. I'm not playing it, but I'm not gonna tell David, fuck that game. I hate you. You're the worst. And when you get all upset about like Mega Man, you're like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't. I mean, my life is ruined now. It's just like Barkley just made me want to.
I hate Barkley. No, I definitely hate Barkley. That Barkley was dumb as hell.
Yeah, I thought it was exactly what it was, which was a dumb
as
game.
hell.
Yeah, but that's what it's called. Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. I was expecting like a
It
genius
just feels
piece of
like some dumb inside joke that I'm
commentary
not
on
part of,
how
and I'm like,
the
cool.
world is right now. I wasn't done talking. You talked over me.
Yeah.
All right.
Rewind
Anyway,
the tapes.
okay, rewind the tapes. Whatever the fuck that means. But I enjoyed some of it, David. I'll give you that. I enjoyed 10% of the time we played it, which is better than I could say for whatever the fuck you liked of my games. I bet you didn't even like God of War. You're just lying.
I love God of War, and I liked the ending of Brothers. I liked the last little bit there.
I remember that
good.
part in the Brothers, which you guys will be the viewers out there. If you guys haven't seen Brothers 1, it'll come out in a couple weeks. My favorite part of that was David saying how much he hated the music and like there's no good music, and then like I was skimming the video of that one. I remember us finding a really good part with really good music just after I just randomly clicked on one random part of the game where like me and Gore were like, what the fuck? Look at this! Listen to this! This is great.
Well, I mean, he played the game on mute with a podcast, or something, right?
No, I initially tried to listen to it, and then I switched over to listening to a podcast because half hour, 45 minutes in, I wasn't digging the music.
Well,
if I'm a quarter of the way through the game and I'm not vibing with the music, I'm fucking switching to something else.
Well, that's EDF5. You shoot the bugs, and then you win. You can sing. That's my favorite part. My favorite part is that anytime, at any point, you can start singing. And sometimes the AI will sing with you. So that's cool. I like that.
Nice,
that was more fun than anything else in the game. But I enjoyed it. That's it.
All right,
Adrian, any final thoughts for you, buddy?
No, I'll play more of it later. I mean,
No,
I bought the game, so I'm gonna feel kind of shitty if I don't play more of it. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I didn't buy it or return the game.
I have your brand new copy, David, so you have to buy that off me too. Because I don't want to own another copy of this game.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies too because I just don't like fighting giant insects. It's just weird to me.
Shit,
but just kill them.
It's ants and spiders. They're not scary.
No, like the frogs were really weird though. I don't want to fucking fight.
Frogs are cute, and they got the little rolls.
And like they die, their body. They look. You just like it's like almost like a cartoon movie.
I will say it is rather upsetting to watch the frog have no head.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like one of those like funny like satire thing where the head rolls over. You look. I feel like the tongue just I could roll over looking.
That's fine.
But yeah, no, I mean it wasn't engaging to me. I had to struggle to stay awake a bit, but
it's always a good thing.
It is what it is. I'll try some more of it though. We'll see. We'll get this epic story out of the way and get this.
Well, I already told you the story.
Yeah, but I want to see it firsthand, right? You know.
Well, it's just
David watch. I'm gonna play it. David just made fun of made all up.
He just made up a fucking story.
That didn't happen at all. Oh, it's my fan fiction. Anyway, that was Earth Defense Force 5. We got almost an hour out of it. Look at that. Look at you, David. Look at you.
Wow.
Go. Yeah. So
let's stop what we have. And you're not gonna swap the dates, right? You're gonna keep Parasite Eve June.
No. Yep.
Okay, so let me read
I'm
it
not
off.
gonna swap the dates, especially now.
Let me read it off. So we have next month is my pick with Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. As a game that I've not played before. I'm very excited to play that finally. May's pick is Gores with 999. That's a fantastic game. I think David's gonna fucking love that game. I can already tell you that.
Fucking better.
I think that's certified. Like I honestly, if I had thought of this rule earlier, and you said 999 for David, I would be like, perfect fucking pick. So we got that. June, David's coming out with Parasite Eve. July, we have Metal Wolf Chaos. XD. I don't matter whichever one you want to play, but that's the one I'm picking.
Oh. Good luck with the X version.
Hey man, if you got it, you got it. We have August at Stardew Valley, and David. We're calling audible because unfortunately Sony's not being nice boys right now, which ironically enough, that's gonna fuck up my Parasite Eve playthrough if they close that down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, because that's how I'm gonna play Parasite Eve, so it'll probably fuck that up too.
Well, you guys got good computers, so you can just
That's
play
true.
emulator, or you can still play the one you have downloaded.
I have it on
you guys
PS1, but
also-
I'm not hooking up a PS1.
Fair.
I'm not doing
But
that.
I'm pretty sure
Sure,
you guys
sure,
have either
sure.
Vitas or
Yeah,
TVs
yeah.
or PSP.
Yeah, I have a
Well,
Vita.
you have options.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Adrian. You
so
fucker.
unfortunately, Mr. Sony, Jim Ryan up there, listen to our podcast says, David, no.
No Tokyo Jungle. Sorry.
So,
Are we keeping before you say this? Are you keeping with the horror vibe?
It's Shin Megami Tensei. I'm telling you this. It's a Shin Megami game. I'm telling you.
So, I am
It
gonna
is.
keep with a slight horror vibe.
It's Shin Megami.
This is a longer game, but not super long.
Okay.
This is coming in around the 20-hour mark.
Okay, that's fine.
So I have still very underutilized my hours. I'm gonna.
I have two. I'm literally at like, what am I like, 12 hours at this point? Like, here.
So I am.
Stardew's gonna take up most of that.
Considering the shit I got for last season, I am underutilizing my hours a bit here. And considering the protests I got, I figured 20 hours is a little bit fair. And I'm gonna go with something I haven't played yet either. And that is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Okay. Is that 20
Wow.
hours long? Really? Damn. Okay. I feel like 6 or 7 hours into that, so
Oh, you already got a head start.
yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so
That's gonna be a tough one though, so get prepared.
Oh, that means oh, David, you might have a good season standard. So season 1 you pick Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, season 2 you pick Ritual of the Night, season 3 you pick Curse of the Moon 2. Every year you got a Bloodstained game from David. Hell yeah.
Every fake Castlevania game David picks.
gotta get eager to keep releasing more of these so I can keep picking more of them every year.
There you go.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
so Tokyo Jungle, you're out of here. Gore, you don't have to connect that PS3.
Good.
And
I wasn't going to anyway.
every year we'll also have a David picked game for Gore where he's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing it.
Even the one that David picks for Gore, he's like, no, I'm not playing that.
Dragon Guard 1. No, sorry.
No, fuck that.
Not
Yeah, so
happening.
I think that's gonna be I think I'm okay with that rule. If you guys want to think about it some more, we'll come back to that idea.
I'm down
I
for
think
that.
that's a fun one to kind of gauge how well we know each other now at this point, because we've been going at this for a while.
David's a fucking mystery to me, so that's the fine.
Is it really? Imagine just. Do
I
you
don't
hate the game,
fucking
Dave
know,
or
bro.
Gore? If you hate the game, then David's gonna love it.
It's true.
Duck
Well,
Dynasty.
I have to look at the game and think, would I ever even give it a chance? And if it's no, then I pick it for David.
I mean, in Chris's defense, like, you know, when we were talking about the Samurai Warriors 5 coming out, I was like, I don't give a shit about that. And it was like, what the fuck? I thought this was the thing you like. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like the Samurai Warriors ones. There's a lot of weird things like that where it's like, yeah, that should be up my alley, but I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm excited for when Gore picks my game. He's gonna be Overwatch.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, and I picked that for David.
Yeah, David, I think you're really gonna.
You're
like
gonna really love it.
It's gonna have one pick the entire year. Let's go.
It's only
Well,
78 hours.
I'll pick a really short game for you, David. Don't worry.
It's only
I'll pick,
78 hours. Yeah.
I'll pick Little Nightmares 2 for you.
You can
I'll pick
actually.
really
I was
good.
thinking about that. Actually, you could actually fit in Red Dead 2 if you just picked in every other short game.
That's true. I can. I could do it now if I switch out Stardew Valley. I think.
Yeah, if you swap that Stardew Valley.
Because I mean, the average length of that game is 60 hours, so that's the average length if you don't fucking fuck around like I did.
Some fuckery.
Yeah.
The services for the podcast audio is all separate now. It's its own feed. If you want to go check that out, coming up next week is Inside. And then if you're watching this, that's on Blue Rupees. That is. If you're watching this episode, I don't know how many episodes we're at now, but yeah, a whole ass plethora of backlog there. We got a lot of episodes to go back to.
Whole ass.
A whole
We
ass.
got 105 blue rupees and
No, I'm saying
you know,
is that for games gone by. This is like episode we're over 25, I think now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
in like the mid-20s.
Yeah, so at this point now, just you can look back at the back catalog and see if there's a game that you have played before. You could probably find that episode for us. But we got a good size episode thing going on there, which is really cool.
I have a good size.
Yeah, Gore's got a good size.
I got a good size.
Twitch.tv/thepunk where we record all this.
Talk about my penis.
like the podcast. If you enjoy the audio, by the way, give us a quick shout out. We do get comments on the podcast, not too many, but we do get some, and we appreciate all the ones people that say that they like the podcast. It's cool to see.
Hell yeah.
Makes us feel good, like we're not speaking into the void.
I know.
Also, please, anytime we're doing Games Gone By episodes, send in your emails. It happens every so often where we want to hear your stories with these games. Green Super Flash has kind of sent in some stuff. Kyle has sent in some stuff. We want to hear more from you guys, and that's brp@bluerupees.com.
Maybe we can we get a new email for that, or do we have to only stay on that one email?
The short answer is we're gonna be sticking with that email.
Okay. Maybe down the road we'll pick up another one.
That's pretty easy. Just BRP.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe like GGB would be cool, but it doesn't
GGB?
matter. Games Gone By.
What are you, ridiculous?
No.
I think you are.
But yeah, we appreciate that. And yeah, at this point too, if we get some emails, we're happy to read them at the end of the episode. And it doesn't matter if it's on that game. It could be on a past game too. Like if you have a history with what we're going to be the Finch or something, tell us. Let us know. We'll keep it at the end and we'll share them. Because yeah, we'll go back. It's no problem going back. And hey, if you rediscovered a game, if you played Nier for the first time, God of War for the first time, unfortunately Barkley for the first time, go back and tell us about it. Got him. Got his ass. Yeah, go back and tell us, and we'll go back and read your impressions. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
David, send us out.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Hope you had some fun. Get fucked.
There you go. I'm proud of you.